welcome to another favorite episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk. My name is Osagie.
My name is Ayomide Tayo.
I said Osagie. I meant to say AOT2 now. Getting the nickname.
I don't try. I fit get government job soon, so they don't even know my name. So I want them to know the real name. Thank you.
Wait, you think you will get a government job through? Well, anything is possible.
Bro, it's Nigeria. There's no standard. The bar is low. There is no standard.
Don't do that to this podcast.
Okay.
Don't do that to this podcast. The bar of this, the standard of this podcast is high. It's up there.
But Nigerian politics, the standard is dead. That's what I'm saying. They will hire anybody.
Anybody can be hired off a podcast.
Off a podcast. Special assistant on podcast affairs.
It's not impossible now. Wasn't it that governor wasn't it Adamawa that appointed up to 23 people in as special advisors to a governor on media?
Yeah, I wonder how many media you need.
In Adamawa.
Joke.
How many newsrooms in Nigeria have that amount of people?
23 people on a newsroom payroll now in Nigeria.
Oh, you must be even CNN no gets like that on Nigeria.
You must be doing a lot. At some point, Pulse was like 30 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fat days, yeah.
No, close to 10, I would say like 28, and these were just writers, not anybody in video, not anybody in social media. They were up to like 21 writers.
Yeah.
20 something writers. Chunking out content. It was mad. Yeah, but lead researcher.
How far
good
afternoon?
Good afternoon.
Oh,
sir.
thank you, my guy. Thank you. Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Not bad. Just woke up from sleep. Well, thank God. So I feel even the sleep.
Bless God.
So.
We bless God. Some people never sleep.
I did tell you. Like you now, when they are awake since 2 a.m. No, now God do one for me. He go do one for you.
Amen. Oh, he go do one for me too. Amen. Oh. Some can sleep but have no rest. Some have rest but cannot sleep. That's true. How you guys doing, man? Another week, another hustle.
Yes, so
What's good?
Wetin man go do?
You're looking well rested, Steve. What's going on? Your cheeks are puffy, your face is oily.
Yeah, I think
your shoe shine, your face shine.
I think that's
your face show, your shoe
that's
shine.
because this weekend, I like I was explaining to you earlier. Immediately I finished playing football yesterday, I rushed home because I just rushed home. Then I was at home all through yesterday. I haven't slept early that I was going to wake up in the night to read and do some stuff. I woke up, I thought about it and said, you know what? So I can read in the morning on Sunday morning, and I slept. The Sunday morning now, I woke up again, took my bath, ate, finished the movie I've been watching for like a week. That's the past life. And I slept again.
Sorry to cut you short, but
Yeah.
remember when back in those days we used to watch a movie in like 2 hours straight?
No. I need a week to watch one movie.
You watch like 4 episodes in it, but now
I need a week. Like this past life, so I started it last Sunday and I finished it this Sunday.
you guys pace yourself.
I need a week.
You don't have that time anymore.
I don't have that time anymore. I need a week.
That's the way it is now.
Yeah.
That's the way of the world. The hustle. The hustle. I've not even had time to watch any of my series.
And anytime I'm done watching a movie like this, I'm always like angrier with Nollywood and just vexed with the whole thing.
I beg, please. Let's start on a happy note.
No, there's no happy notes here, and you are part of the problem because you a script writer.
You're part of the problem.
I actually did something with Daniel David. I hope it comes out soon.
Okay.
Yeah, like a short film. Yeah. Shout out to Daniel.
Who are the actors?
They say my write script. I don't know about casting. I'm not involved in the casting. Now script they say my write. Yes.
Okay.
My pay grade no reach that one.
Let's see.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it. Talking about series though, I finished Gen V.
People say it's
So
whack. That's why I stopped.
Me, I've not even
Gen V
started
or
it. I
Gen
don't like
2
the
is not
reviews
whack.
I've seen.
Is not whack. It is
Okay.
typical high school or college kid
For
stuff, and it's
superhero.
actually fun. Yeah, and it's the boys now. The creator of the boys is the
Yeah, yeah,
spin-off.
yeah. This is
For
just
those who
spin-off.
don't know, I'm just saying, yeah, it's the
Okay.
spin-off of the boys. If you guys watch the boys on Prime Video, which is one of the most interesting series out there now, that has to do with like superheroes, and it's more of like anti-heroes than heroes themselves. But Gen V is like the college version, and it's fun. It's fun. It's dope. It's dope. It's still the same, shock therapy, people dying, suddenly or shockingly,
Yeah.
crazy stuff has to do with sex, a lot, the regular stuff, right? I enjoyed it. It was good. And The Boys season 4 is coming back, and they are starting where Gen V stops.
Oh, so that means I have to go and watch it then.
Yeah, because the ending of Gen V, right? The is not the Irish guy. He shows up.
Okay.
He shows up at the end credit scene. So they're build everybody. I think everybody just understands that you now need to start building a
Universe.
multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, or universe of stories and series and all that, which makes a lot of sense, and spin-offs and all that. Talking about spin-offs and all that, right? The guys who have been able to do it very well is Law and Order. My goodness,
Bro,
I went to their
how
wiki
many
that
years has
day,
it been now?
bro. That thing, Law and Order SVU,
Hmm.
SVU is season 23 or 24.
Um,
So and
You
that's
see,
the one me I've been watching. I
you see
started
that's my
watching it from season 14.
you see that's my problem with all those long series is that my guy, where will I start from?
No,
Like,
but the thing about Law and Order, right? So there are two storylines. There's the storyline that happens every episode, right? So they
yeah,
conclude a story every episode. Then there's
yeah,
the longer arc.
the
But the
longer
longer
arc.
arc is very loose. It's not as deep as like if you start in season 18, you can just pick it up from there, right? You don't need to have watched like Law and Order SV. I started from season 14. That's what exists on Prime Video, and I started from 14, right? In fact, when I started from 14, all the characters in 14 except Olivia Benson weren't in season 1 or season 2. They phase out characters and they bring in new characters. That is the that's how that's how successful a series is, when they can phase out characters and bring in new characters,
Yeah,
which is what Tinsel did, which is what old series we watch like Santa Barbara, Egoli, the EastEnders, Bold and
the
Beautiful.
EastEnders is still on in the UK.
Yep,
That's
yep,
mad. That's
yep.
continuity, man. That's
Yeah.
mad.
So the kids they have grown, they are all grown, people they face. That's the beauty of running a series. And I think the longest running series in Nigeria is Tinsel. I
It's
think
insane.
they
Yeah, I think
they
the
a
official
long time ago.
record a while
is
Yeah.
this
ago.
still running?
I believe so. A long time ago
I think it's still running.
they did their 1000, they celebrated their 1000 episode. Very
It's like
long,
Bold and
long time
Beautiful
ago.
and all those series. They're still on now. But people that watch it.
Yeah. So
The series I want to watch, but I can't find the season 1 or season 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Is Doctor Who.
which one?
Doctor Who.
Uh,
Doctor Who is still
ah,
on in the UK right now.
yeah, the Doctor Who, of course, it has totally changed and everything.
Yeah. Is the new doctor is the black guy in sex education.
Really?
Yeah, the black gay guy. He's a new Doctor Who. He's about to start his season.
Wow, wow. I mean, we watched the old Doctor Who. So
Yeah.
again, if you have like I'll hit you up on the low. Not gonna put it
Yeah.
on pod. I hit you up on the low. All
Okay,
right.
okay.
I'll
All right,
hit you up
thank
with
you.
some. I'll hit you up
Okay,
with some
cool.
some.
Shout out, shout
All
out.
right. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's it about series. Then the second series, of course, the spin-off of The Walking Dead. It's called Dead City. Dead City, The Walking Dead City, and it's if you for fans of The Walking Dead. So Maggie and Negan go to New York,
Okay, yeah.
right? And of course, if you know the background with that, Negan who was the one who killed Maggie's husband Glenn, right? But
In a
both of them
terrible
they kind
fashion.
of they used the baseball club
I think
to
that's what broke
seal.
me. I think that's what broke me about that show. Like, bro, okay, it's over now. There's no hope in life anymore. Let's just be going now. What's the point of watching this
Yeah,
show anymore?
that was I believe that was season 5. So well, the show moved up to like season 13 or so. Finished that, and yes, Dead City, New York. So there's a spin-off of the other guys, but that's what I'm watching, and so far so good. Yeah, cool
How
stuff.
about that guy that went to France? His own
Yeah, how
season,
about the
his
guy
own
that
show
went
has
to
not
for
started.
Darin? I mean, what's his name?
Daryl,
Daryl.
yeah, they finished season 1. They're in season 2. Carol has gone to look for him.
See, why don't just two? Why don't you just they knack? Because I am
Why didn't
tired.
they bang? I don't know.
I don't
I don't
understand
know.
this friendship thing they've been doing
So how
since
are they
season one.
traveling? How are they
I don't
traveling
know.
in this new with this new? Is it?
Yeah, that's the issue.
They probably went by boat.
Ah, okay.
Probably went by boat. Yeah.
Then the teaser for the main
Because
spin-off has come out, or the trailer.
no
I think I
airports,
saw it
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. No, of course, no airports did.
no
No.
airport day again because the
No.
noise alone will
Mm,
attract.
it's just choppers. People are flying with helicopters and people are going by boats.
Mm,
Mm,
makes
Weird.
sense.
yeah.
The Walking Dead zombies are
Post-apocalyptic
not a big deal. I'll survive there. 100 years, nothing will happen.
It's
Yeah.
not. You
So,
see,
but it.
It's
it's
not
not
the
about Walking
zombies.
Dead. Sorry,
It's not about the
it's not the
zombies
zombies.
anymore.
It's that they always have idiots among
Yeah,
them
yeah,
that
yeah,
do
yeah,
shit
yeah.
that attract the zombies in droves. That's the
Yeah.
annoying thing.
There's that, and there's
The human
also, you're
factors.
now in survival mode, the
Yeah,
human mode. Humans are
Yeah.
not. There's nobody's bound by law.
but
So,
yeah, it's true. But you see those zombies in the other
yeah.
series. What's the name of those series? The one that came out last year.
Um. What's
Those
the one
zombies
with
that they use
the
tech.
Which one with that one?
those ones are not zombies. Oh, the one with the bacteria, with the
The
fungus.
Oh
what's the name of the series
no.
now?
What's the name
Because I
of
mean, I'm
that?
waiting for season
Within
two.
us, Abi. Hey, is it within us, Abi? So I can't remember.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Me, I'm waiting for
No,
season two. Now
Um,
I'm team
zombies where
the
they
fungi.
gym.
zombies. Oh,
You're
Bro,
team
I
fungi.
want zombies to
zombies where they gym.
finish everybody. Guy,
Zombies will be like the rock.
those
I beg, I beg.
ah those those zombies that they use
No.
tech. I don't know how they connect. Those zombies tire me. Oh. Even me, I
It's the
tire.
They,
fungi. It's the fungi on the
they use
floor.
Wi-Fi.
They can.
They use
They use
Wi-Fi. They
Wi-Fi
use Wi-Fi.
and optic fiber. You talk rich.
Well, if you want to look at it like that, it's actually LAN because
Uh-huh.
it's the
One
fungi
of
It's
on
the
the
them.
fungi
ground
on the
that they can
ground that
trace.
traces people's movements.
I know.
Local area network.
I remember when I asked the question. I remember when I asked the question in the group that imagine if there's a zombie like invasion in Nigeria, how law and order that we barely have will break down. Oh, first of all your elites are leaving the country. They're leaving down for they're not helping any poor people. All your elites
My
are
brother,
gone.
we will not be elite self with the move. Same
Yeah.
Let
border
alone,
face.
yes, now.
But you move faster than them because they go just not jet they need.
My brother, no be everybody go move. You airport go full. Me, I go pack everything inside Sienna, face my border.
Straight up.
That's true, sir. This
Straight
is true,
up.
sir.
You understand?
Send my
Withdraw as
brother
much
away.
cash as you can. Just pay your way into Ghana. From
Yeah.
Ghana, start going up.
Then they go
Start
up.
going,
They go Morocco side straight.
start going up. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, those are some good series. So that's what I'm watching when I have the time.
Yeah, what's stopping Nollywood
So
from
yeah.
doing good movies? Is it budget? Is it lack of?
Oh my
Is it lack
God.
of
This is the
knowledge?
pain,
Is it
Steve.
yeah?
This is like
What is this? What's
is
it?
lack of knowledge actually.
Because
It's the lack of
I
knowledge.
think you know what I think. I think it's the commercialization of everything, and that has to do with a lot of. And when it comes to commercialization of stuff, it has to do with time. And really, there's no time because you can't talk about quality. And I'll tell you why. The theater, right? The performing arts, theater and performing arts, they do excellently well. If you go and watch them, it's top notch. I
bro,
won't say like
it's
it's
is
I
what
won't say it's as top notch as the
no.
British,
Oh, and not
but like
maybe
the
not as the
air,
British, but I think
but it's
it's close to
the
world
standard of
class. Yeah,
excellence.
it's close to class.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you start to wonder why can't you just take this and transpose this into Nollywood?
Yeah.
Then there are a lot of factors that come up. And I won't lie to you, I was saying is knowledge. I really don't think so. I think it's money. I think it's money,
No, Osagie, I don't
right?
think
You're meant.
it's not
I'll
money.
explain
It's
to
not
you.
money
I'll
that
explain.
is stopping us from
So
doing movies like The Last of Us. What's the name of that movie that won the Oscars when they were locked up in one some
Parasites.
Parasite? Like those are like simple, straight up stories. No like huge cinematography. Just nothing complex. Just scripts, good scripting.
also, which you have to also take in cognizance, and this is where you can draw the parallel between what is happening in Nollywood and what is happening in the music industry. What do your people want to watch? Steve, you are a 1%er for the kind of content you want to consume. What do people want to watch?
Osagie,
People
what
want to
Steve is
watch.
trying to say is that why we just even putting out quality? Like if we want to do
It's not
action
going to
films,
make. It's not going to
no,
make
if you make action
money.
films, it's quality
People won't
because
watch. People
your
won't
action films
watch.
are
People
making
want
movie
to
in
watch.
Nigeria.
People want to watch Jennifer's Diary. People want to watch Merry Men. The country is hard.
I don't
Go and
agree with
look at
Osagie.
YouTube's trending. Go and look at YouTube's trending.
Wait.
Eh? You know what? I'm going to go to YouTube now, look at trending, and I'll read everything that is on the trending list now. You see what I'm talking about? This is
But YouTube
like
is not a
time.
reflection of cinematic this thing now.
It is it is a reception of content consumption in the country, in that
See
region.
now, sorry.
You
King
have to
of Thieves
agree
is
with me.
this King
Yeah,
of Thieves is the seventh highest grossing
but
movie in Nigeria. King of Thieves. Seven highest grossing movie in Nigeria. King of Boys is number
okay.
11. Yeah. So there is for like action movies and everything and epic tales.
You said it's seven. Oh, name 1 to 6 for me.
No, that's rubbish now. This is farm streaming. This is
you
farm streaming. This is
see
streaming.
what I'm talking about? Okay, this is
This
streaming you're talking about.
sorry, what do they
Okay,
call that
what
in
me?
the
I'm
music? Yeah, farm streamer,
stream
be streaming
farming.
farms. This is cinema farming.
I know what the
Because it's
I
not.
know what the problem is. I know
What's
part
the
of the
problem?
problem is the industry does not have the best of us. I mean that in, for example, writers in,
I get what you mean. I feel you.
yeah, the best
I
of us
feel
are not
you.
in that
You're trying
industry.
to say like the best HR
Yeah,
are not in best human resource
but
are not in these fields.
yes,
Yeah. They're in this field.
yeah, that
Yeah,
one
the
is
people who
Yeah.
can actually do these things would
they,
decide that let me just have a career somewhere
exactly.
else.
Let me move on. Let me move on to
Because
something else.
it's
It's
not
not
worth
worth it.
paying,
It's
right?
not worth it. And because of the factors
Mm,
that I also have in Nigeria. But say writers in
mm.
America can afford to do that because even when they're not earning that well, they still have the basics. They're not, you know how it is now. Writers in China and Japan can do that, because I don't think the industry can retain the best of us and pay them well, especially people behind
Same thing with what is
especially people behind the
same thing
scene.
with what is yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You say the same thing as what?
The same thing that is happening in media.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
Media is losing their best hands to other.
To other
I mean,
industries.
look at where you work. You're a bloody journalist. Look at where you work. You ran away. You understand? Because of more money.
yeah, to the
You
tech
know what
world.
I'm saying? You understand? Aya is meant to be working for one of the top platforms. Well, look at where Aya works. Money
Yeah.
ran away.
Of course,
Ran.
Why are you mentioning everybody but yourself?
don't mind you.
I was going to get to myself. I was
Okay.
just starting with
Okay,
you guys.
okay. It's good.
But you get that's the problem.
Yeah.
So imagine all the talent. Do you know what I mean? How much people should we start counting people that have
No,
left media
that's too many
and have
now.
pivoted
So
to
yeah,
come
Too
on,
many,
too many.
too many,
you
too
know,
Too
many.
many.
too many that have moved into other things, So
And
you're
the
right.
quality of the industry
Holding
drops as it happens.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
talent like keeping talent within an industry is a
Is a
problem
problem.
if
Nollywood
the industry cannot
can't retain talent, especially off camera talents, right? Because on
mm,
camera talents, we know how it is. They can get
mhm,
money from exposure and stuff like that. But from off camera, there's
mm.
nothing. There's nothing for them.
Oh,
If Hollywood writers can be
see,
complaining, just imagine what will happen to Nollywood writers. Do you understand?
I'm
fam.
sure. I'm sure when this strike happened, Nollywood writers will be like residual checks. You people get residual
People get
checks.
residual checks.
Wow,
And here's
wow,
the
must
thing,
be
right?
nice.
And I don't know. I probably we need to get an expert,
Yeah, we need
here
to.
who can, and
Yeah,
we will. But here's the thing: I don't even think like those writers' rooms exist like that. I'm sure they do, but like not like you
In
said, the
Nollywood,
talent is not even available.
yeah,
So what is happening is that they're buying
yeah,
scripts, and people are buying
yeah,
scripts. I don't even know how they do series in Nigeria. Like it's a lot of work.
yeah.
oh, so
Imagine
for
the
I know
kind
that
of
this
dedication.
was far from home. I know far
It's
from
not like
home
what
they had the writers room.
Yeah, so what like Dami Elebe are doing, like that's to me, like that's like I don't know if that was happening as much in the last few years compared to like okay what then Wale Adenuga did, or then the Behind the Clouds era, and all that era. Like it's a
Other
lot.
era now,
And you're
other
right.
era now, one
How
man
much are those
writing.
guys getting paid? How much do radio presenters get paid? Your
Oh no,
OAPs, how much do they
that one
get
is
paid?
horrible. That one is horrible. May we not even go there. Let's
I
not
was
go
privy
there.
to a few years ago. I was privy to like some of your top radios, how much they pay their OAPs, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Now
All this
you,
hype, all
yeah,
this,
that's why you know
you know.
why Payela is big.
Oh well.
For
So
this
you're right.
OAPs,
The media,
the day I knew about their pay structure, I was surprised because I was of the opinion that radio stations that are like traditional like TV and radio stations like pay because they make a lot of money. I believe that they pay a lot too, but apparently no, they don't.
hmm
You know,
they don't. They don't. Same thing with your regular media houses too.
that one is
And it's
constant.
not
That
easy because advertising is
it
tough.
is. It
It's a
It's
is.
tough
tough.
business, bro. It's
It's
a tough
tough.
It's
business.
tough. It's tough. Especially again, it's a private company, so CEO
Yeah.
CEO get your own agenda. Sorry for you. But CEO must drive his SUV,
Mm-hmm.
and every other person.
They play.
You go and sell your column. Go and sell your column. Anyways, man, it's, just catching up with everybody. Should we go into these fan mails, guys? I just want to say shout out to everybody that keeps sending fan mail. I'm looking at fan mail and it's like shitload of fan mail, and we're going to get through each one of them as much as possible. I just want to say thank you for writing as always. Thank you. Um, let's get into it. Is there any other thing you guys want to say? Any other thing before we get
Nope.
into it?
Nope.
Nothing at all.
Nope. Oh yeah, please don't buy phone in this period. It's very expensive. So just manage your palasa phone. Thank you very much. I'm a victim of it. So please,
What happened?
everybody safeguard your phone.
What
What
happened?
My
happened?
phone,
You
my
bought
phone just card. Let me use that word finally. My 3-year-old phone just card, and I had to go into the market. And bro, it's not smelling.
damn,
Hell.
Yeah,
damn. So did you get a new phone?
yeah. I have a new phone.
Well, you're feeling it.
Yeah, you go feel am, but you go see the look. Say you go dey look the debit alert and say, "Oh more."
Oh, I
Okay,
now you now. No, when I say
I,
you were feeling it, I wasn't saying you were feeling the phone. It's a fucking phone. What's the feeling the phone?
okay.
I was
Oh, I
talking
dey
about
feel
you
am now.
feeling your.
Yes, now you go feel am,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you thank
But,
God that you have money to replace what was bad. So
hmm.
there's
But I
what's
now you now.
yeah.
The
Okay, I hear you.
AOT2 now.
I hear you.
You don't know what the two stands for, Steve? Do you know
No,
what the two in AOT2 stands for?
Once.
Too much money.
I beg. Don't they bring out all this kind narrative out? I beg.
Ayo, now one quick deal where you go do pra. Everything
Mm,
don't cover up. Now
now
you know.
so, now so.
You gotta do it. Gotta do it. All right. This is from guys. Always put your names. Oh, if not, I'll read your email. Your email name because your name on your email. This is from Farida. Hi guys, I am 20, female, and grew up watching Nigezie when I was little, and that's where I really connected to music from Sasha P, Buki, Mocheda, My Goats, and Kel. Adara First Lady, everything from Mo are still in rotation on my playlist. By the time I was in SS1, me too, I entered studio to rap and even blew within my secondary school, ISL Unilag. In my opinion, Ava's music was constantly overshadowed by her salacious interviews and scandals. I somewhat agree. There was literally like a 1 in 5 chance of seeing Eva Lodia headline in City People magazine that era, with stories ranging from her childhood, sexual abuse to beefs and whatnot. I remember suffering through Mode 9 and Phenom to go to the good stuff on TV because they were so damn boring. Ayo, no ageist comments, I beg. I was also biased against the former because Rocketman was really nice when my mom and I met him. He even randomly gave me his number, which was surprising but cute. Last thing, I really relate to the 19-year-old girl story because I also moved to Dublin on my own at 16. Now that college is over, figuring life out has been challenging to say the least. Before I sign out, Usags, please review or revive A Music in Time. It's a history textbook to some of us. Much love to all of you. You're actually my uncles in my head. Warm hugs, Farida.
I love that she said you
So,
should revive because for me that is a defunct podcast. So I love that she said revive. Yeah, that's a very good word. That's the right word to use here.
Steve,
Yeah.
no matter how many hurtful words you use, you can't just change things. You understand what I'm
What's
saying?
hurtful about?
Things will take the natural. It's a defunct podcast. You understand? But it's fine. I know hurt people hurt
Oh
people,
wait,
so it's okay.
he paying you. If he paying you,
It's,
start the podcast
it,
again now.
I will drop the 2 episodes I've recorded. You know what, Nana? Let's go. We dropped the two
Oh yeah,
episodes that we
drop it.
recorded. I
Let's see.
wanted to, yeah, we'll record it. We'll drop it. We'll drop it. It's just
All right.
timing. It's timing that is a problem. But we'll drop the 2 episodes at least. We have one with Waji and one with Mr.
You
Capable.
have one with
Well, not him
YJ.
on the.
Oh, that's my.
No, not with Waji. We reviewed Waji's album,
Oh,
not
okay,
with
okay,
Waji.
okay. YJ is
Yeah,
my
I would love to
sweetheart.
have Waji.
Yeah.
You can't be more of a sweetheart to Waji than me.
Ah,
I
no,
love
no,
that
no.
woman. I'm
we'll
serious.
have to. I
Waji.
have to go and ask
No,
her.
no,
She should choose one person.
no. She has to choose. No, yeah, she should. She should. She ask her. Say Osagie or me. Just ask her. Shout out to Waji. Words aren't just
At
enough.
all.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Farida. Aya, do you want to address?
Um,
Are you going to any ages comments here or not? She said no ages
when you say
comment.
that we feel like our uncles, but you watch Nigeria, there's no that
No, but
uncle scenario.
I'm even surprised that a 20-year-old watched Nigeria like as familiar with Nigeria like that. 20 years old.
That age now football age. Don't worry. Shout out to you, Ryder. Let you understand. Ain't no 20-year-old watching
Marida,
Nigeria.
this is a huge accusation. Please
No
respond to her.
20-year-old
Yeah.
is watching. No 20-year-old watching Nigeria. There's no way.
Nigeria now. I'm shocked now.
No, because if she's 20 now, right? Nigeria existed like 10, 12 years, 15 years ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But she said she connected to Sasha's music because when
At
Sasha
5.
dropped Adara,
At 5.
Sasha dropped Adara in 2007.
Yeah.
So let's do the math. Say
But
she
now
even
sorry,
heard it in 2008. Let's do it. I've got my calculator here.
I'm sorry they catch Nigerian politicians.
Why are you guys doing this now?
But no do for this one.
And don't feel bad. You can become the president of Nigeria. That's so.
Oh,
Of
God.
course. Of course. 2023 minus 2008. That's 15 years ago. So you were 5. Well, it's plausible.
It's
Or
possible.
maybe,
I watched Michael
maybe,
Jackson.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, or
And
maybe
if
she listened.
and if Alodia was not, yeah, go ahead.
Maybe she listened to it after, like maybe 5 years after after the release or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And she talked about Kel. Kel came out in 2009.
What that
I'm
Karen
not
you
20.
mentioned too, that one weak me too. 20 years old. That means if you're 20 and you know them, that means you did your research well.
That means as a child, you're not watching cartoon. You're watching music. That's what it means.
Yeah, so there was that. She talked about the boring stuff, modern and phenom. Of course, they're not boring, but for you, that's fine. But I would say one thing, right, about Eva Alodia. She, this whole Gen Z movement we have now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stroke alter movement we had.
Mm-hmm.
To be very honest, even though Eva was, of course, she's a millennial, she kind of brought that whole vibe and feel to like
Yeah.
women to be very expressive. I think one of our songs, hold on, yes, me for later. Was it?
I think it's. I think
Was
it's hold
was
on or
was it?
something. Can't remember.
No,
which
it's called. Hold on. It's called Deaf.
one. Yeah, def.
That's the name of the record.
Yeah,
Deaf,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That kind of
I remember that record.
that record. The way she dressed, the punk hair. Eva broke like she was the poster child or representation of the rebellious, teen. She kind of made music for them, and she looked the parts. So shout out to Ivalodia. Always been a big fan of her. And guess what? She could also rap. We've talked about this on previous episodes. She can rap her ass off. Like
Yeah.
she's a rapper. And I respect her a lot. All right, yeah. So we've addressed it. Shout out to you, Farida. Be good in Dublin or wherever you are now.
Yeah, and
Okay,
she
let's
said
move on
something
to the
about trying
next
to
one.
figure out the next stages of her life. Listen, this is a constant, like
Okay,
figuring out stuff is a constant thing in life. It's not about a particular stage, right? Everyone, three of us on this podcast was still trying to figure out the next stage. Like life is a constant wave of trying to figure things out. You understand? So don't think it's something bad or something that has to do with a certain type of age. No, it's something that you consistently do. You know why? Because if, evolving in life is very, very important. So after doing some things, you have to really evolve, and then that comes that confusion. What do I do next? So it's normal. It's a normal life situation, right? You figure it out. Take your time. You figure it out and move on. Then another time will come. You figure it out again. That's what it be. They finish.
you know they finish. I would say, for like younger people, it's also very good to start early. It's also very good to kind of make like the margin for error when you are younger is wide, right? You can say, "Oh, this year, this is what I want to do, and I want to learn software engineering, or I want to be a UI UX designer, or you know what, I want to do something entirely different." And you can try it out for a year, and if it doesn't work, you can do something else, right? Don't feel that much pressured to. And I know your parents don't like help, and like older people don't help
Yeah,
by just saying, "Hey, you must figure it out now." Guess what? It's just they are just trying to relive their own lives as well,
yeah.
to say, hey, don't go down that route, don't do this, don't do that. Try to do as many things as possible. And what you really like doing is what you can face. You also need to understand that in this world, you need money to do a lot of things. Make it not be like, say, oh, I want to be a, I don't know,
Holy
what is the most
coco.
chill, what's the most chill thing you want to do? You also have to have that at the back of your mind that you have to eat three things at the end of the day: food, clothing, and shelter, right? That's what everything revolves around. Think about it. Food, clothing, and shelter distills to your laptop, distills to, oh, I want to buy this designer jacket, distills to, oh, I want to buy this phone, distills to, I want to go for this concert. Everything is
And
food,
this is
clothing,
to I
and
want to
shelter.
follow my passion. You need money to follow your passion.
Fam,
Yeah.
you need money to follow your passion. This passion that we are doing of recording this podcast, we spend money record. Do you understand? Like we spend money, time and money, and the time is even more is more valuable than the money. The
Mm-hmm.
time. I know how much time and effort it takes for us to get on this thing and do this thing every week. It's a lot. We can be doing like 1 million things, but we end up doing it. So all I'm just trying to say is that, see, enjoy the journey. Most times it's not the destination. You know why? The destination is death. That's the destination is death. There's no, oh, I've gotten it now. Human wants are insatiable. Once you get to one position, you're like, what's the next thing? But 5 minutes ago, that position you just got to was like the whole thing to you. I remember back in 2014, I had a friend, my roommate's friend, he used to come back and just complain. Ah, man, my annual pay is, how much was his annual pay then? It was crazy. His annual pay was 18 million, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
His annual pay was 18 million, and he used to complain all the damn time when he came to the house.
Wait, his annual pay
Oh,
was
this
how
guy
much?
Benghazi pays
18
me.
million.
80 miller.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
18 million,
Yeah.
which distills to like 1.5, right? And he used to complain all the damn time he came to the house. At times, when he comes to the house, I'll just go for a walk. Because that's what he used to just complain about. And this was
Yeah.
2014. And this was like 2013, 2014. And I was just looking at the guy, man, if I feed the in 18 million annual now, it's over for y'all.
Yeah.
Came
It's
over.
over for everyone.
Yeah.
And guess what? You start earning that money and you're like, it's not
No,
enough.
you need more money.
You need more. I need more.
More
I need
money.
more. So it's the same thing when it comes to like, oh, I'm figuring it out now. It's good to figure it out because 50-year-olds are figuring it out. There's
Yeah.
always something to figure out
Yeah.
because there's a new problem and then you have to create a strategy to solve that problem. So enjoy the journey because you can't live your life twice. This age 20, you can't live it twice. If you ask any old person and say, "Oh, do you want to reset your life?" All of them will say yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, I would like to be 20 again, but with the knowledge I have, Sha.
Only.
You know,
Now
with the
so.
knowledge I have, Sha. No, and guess what? I don't even need like the world to go through the same loop it went through. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So if Man U won the Champions League in 1999, I don't need them to win it. Bayern can win it. Someone else can win it. I'm fine. I just have this knowledge. Do you understand? I'll be fine.
Mhm.
You get my point. So I don't need it to go. So it's not like I'll go back 20 years or 30 years and
We
I'm
should back to
20 and
future.
then
Go and bet
and I'll
on
just
bet
go
on
and
all the big
start.
games.
I'll just go betting on all,
Lesser to win the
betting on all
Premier
the big
League.
games.
I'm dropping £1
Do you
million.
understand? Oh my God. Let's start to win the Premier League. I'm going to borrow money from everybody.
You sure
Or
there.
just, and then when you're done with all of that, just go and buy crypto.
That's
And
final
wait for the
move.
20, and wait for the 2020 boom.
I got buy face mask
You
too.
know. So
You go just
I
chill.
beg.
So don't worry.
Father,
Something's coming
enjoy
for
your
all you
life.
niggas.
Enjoy your life. Enjoy yourself. Let's move on. Let's move on to Oloye. Oloye says, I've been a dedicated listener since day one. Never missed an episode of both the old and new Loose Talk. Round of applause for this gentleman, guys. Please, please, please. Ayo, you're not clapping. I don't like this. Ayo, what are you clapping?
That's clapping now.
Well,
I'm
that
not
clap sounded.
go white garment.
I can't see you. That clap sounded different.
No, it's not that clap. I beg in the name of God. I'm celebrating Lagos. It's too expensive to date. It's
Is
too
there asthma
expensive.
and yogurt in that room with you?
There is none. Please. The amount of yash I've seen in Lagos, I know it is not in my financial capabilities to be dating anybody. Thank you.
Why not?
Come on.
Come on.
The yash where I see on Friday night. There's no real yash in Lagos anymore, my brother.
Wait, where did you go to on Friday night?
W bar.
You're going to see a lot of things.
Things on things. I beg.
BBL. They said the L in BBL is for Lekki.
It's for Lekki. Oh. They don't lie at all. Made in Lekki.
Okay. Oloye says he's been a day one fan. Never missed an episode of the old and new Loose Talk. Shout out to you. My passion for 234 is so deep that I have prepared a table before them sometime ago. I will be turning 46 this November.
Damn.
Funny, I might be the oldest fan. Oh yeah. Shout out to Oloye. We talked on the DM and I told him to send a mail. Like,
Hey, why did you say damn?
That stuff that Kevin Hart does, where he has other guests. They're like, damn.
I might be the oldest fan. Oh, see, if anybody is older than 46, write today, right, to contest Oloye, because Oloye is right now taking the crown for being the oldest listener on the pod.
And if you win, we give you a pack of Viagra.
Because you're past your sexual thing.
As you did like this,
you're not okay at all.
You need help, my brother.
It's Nigerian men. Don't
play, man. Don't play.
Don't play.
If Kanu could win FA Cup at 65, then bro, there's nobody else that cannot turn up.
Don't play. Nigerian men, don't play. Okay. Osagie and Ayo, thank you for always giving a nod to the old Afrobeats artists, old cats. The first and only love letter I ever wrote was copied from Plantation Boys Knock Me Off. Mad lyrics, man. Facts only. I appreciate everything you do, and I hope you can come up with something for us to show our appreciation. By the way, where is Too Fat? Could you also play X Appeals What You Want? Hey, this is an OG. Please, X Appeal.
This is Afrobeats 1.0. The buggy version. The one that have bugs, but we still enjoy them. They rock out like that.
This is the 1.0.0.
Brand new, off the shelf.
Brand new, the first one. This is the prototype.
Definitely.
Shout out to Oloye. Too Fat. I mean, last time I knew what Too Fat was doing in the industry then was he was actually managing Olamide. This was still coded tunes, but post Tony Payne era. Yeah, that's when I knew Too Fat. But I guess I hope he's doing well wherever he is. I know a lot of Ajasa has left the country somewhere in the West. Shout out to him. And I hope Tufat is doing really good where he is. That was it. That was, I look at that era and I just feel, damn, you know, if everything was like, uh, if they had all the tools available to them, tools and resources available to them in as they do in this era, what could have been,
Mm-hmm.
But I guess everything,
Happens for a reason.
yeah, happens for a reason. And talking about this, right? I was watching an interview with Odumodu Black had I believe in the UK when he was on his press run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been doing a lot of press. Of course, the album is dope. We've talked about it, well documented here. Dope
Mm-hmm.
album, one of my favorite albums this year, actually, the Ezioku album. But he said something, right? And I don't know. Again, intention is his, interpretation is ours. So he might mean something else, but the way it's taken in the public is different. And
Yeah.
it's good to address this. And it's good to address this because people are also listening to what he's saying. And because he's documenting it, it's important that we address it and try to correct it or at least give some sort of context, right? And it's important because 50 years from now, people will refer to what has been content that has been documented and call it the truth. It's like you're doing research now, Ayo. The only way you can figure out what happened 50 years ago is what is has been documented.
Yeah. Because I was not there at the end of the day.
Now, the dangerous part of that is that if what was documented back then isn't the gospel truth, you will take it as the gospel truth because you can't rely on any other data.
Yeah.
Good. So he was talking about like how he was able to, beat the odds and drive his artistry and dominate, in a space where is mostly dominated by like pop artists,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And in that conversation, he said something which stood out to me. He said, and I quote, MI and Vector played it safe. Right?
Yeah. Punchline. Punchline.
And yeah, that's a metaphor. They played it
Yeah.
safe because safe, MI, nice. And that's, my senses went off the meter.
Oh shit. Spider sense is tingling.
It's very important to address things like that. You can't say MI and Vector played it safe. On the contrary, MI and Vector and all the other hip hop artists from that era, right, as some of the most courageous,
People.
bold,
Mm-hmm.
right, daring people that we know.
Yeah. Rugged man.
It's always good to apply context. Very, very important to apply context when you're speaking like this. So I'm sure maybe he was trying to say something else, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he just said it straight up, like Emma and Vector played it safe. We came here and we, rugged the space and everything. But let's put it in context. This is 2000, and these guys, MI dropped safe. Dropped the debut album in 2008, right?
Yeah, December.
Vector dropped his debut album in 2010, but they were around in the same era. Vector had been running the streets, running Unilag. Of course, Vector was Vector, right? He had dropped the Kilo Day record. He was killing MCs anywhere. Vector was like the prime rapper, so MI Vector, they're in the same class. Now, we knew them in 2008. It means that their journey must have started when?
Way before.
Fam. I heard of MI before he dropped what's the name of that record? When I say
safe. Crowd mentality.
I had known MI before Crowd Mentality. I had known MI when I was in Ilorin, and my guy BD Bode, who's an Abuja guy and he's a music producer, was also producing music for me and a couple of us, right? He used to bring tapes from Abuja. There was a guy called Black Noggin. They were like different people. That's when I knew about Fazilion, right? That's when I knew about BD's brother, Solution, right? Who was also a producer. ABJ guys were running the streets, and this is the ABJ 2.0 after the Mood 9 sets.
Yeah.
Right? They were also running things and everything. The guy used to bring tapes from Abuja, and then he played this tape, and MI took the last verse on this song, and he stood out so much that I asked, man, who's this guy? I said, oh, it's cat called MI. He's really dope. He's on the next level. He might be the one that will blow. This is 2006. Bro, from recording studios, from the ability to record to the ability to get into a studio. I'll give you context. To get into a studio to record
At
used
that
to
era.
cost money. Now you can set up this shit in your house because you have the electronic equipment to do so. You have the technology to do so. The best you could do back then, if you wanted to get quality, because the mics they were selling at Computer Village weren't good mics.
At all.
You couldn't open your laptop or your phone and ship from Amazon and people will ship it down here. That technology didn't exist like that. So you had to go to a proper studio, book a session. If you had your beat already, you were lucky. You book a 7-hour session, you get into the studio, you use your 7 hours. If you don't have a beat, you go into the studio, you book the session with the producer. This producer will make the beat during
Then
your 7-hour session. So if you use these 6 hours to make the beat, it's your own problem. You have 1 hour to deliver everything. One take. Party, pack up, move. You've heard stories of how LD and Co used to use Atari.
yeah.
The speaker of Atari, they rewired it. Adi Kabasa said it on the podcast, and they were reversing the recording. You can't tell me those kind of people took it safe. They were more daring than any of the artists we have today. Bro, people were using Fruity Loops. We couldn't jailbreak Fruity Loops, so we're getting the demo of Fruity Loops from Computer Village, right? Guess what? On the demo of Fruity Loops, when you make the beats, you can't save.
Yeah, you can't save it all.
So you have to export the beats. Steve, you understand what's in the go on? You can't save.
Yeah.
Imagine any application you have and you say you want to save. The application will say you can't save its demo. So you then have to export it. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you've exported the beats well, because once you close the laptop,
Otilo.
it don't go. That's why some of these artists today, they don't have the instrumentals of some of the songs. Then once you are done with all that recording process, you find the producer, you guys are in the hot house together. Of course, you can't rent a studio, so you are using your father's basement or you're in one room, you're getting all that.
You don't form them as best as you can.
Do you understand? You now have to get this stuff to go and play. These were artists that were not signed to labels. Do you know how difficult? Let me paint a picture. In 2008, OAPs were like gods. They were literally gods. You couldn't approach an OAP except you had built a relationship or you went through a third party. As an artist, hip hop was like the fifth genre. Forget that people like we had fans and the rugged man. Hip hop was pop music, it was the other music. Hip hop was hanging in there. So somebody is slamming the Banji's song, One Day song, Two Faces song, P Square song. You want to slam hip hop music. The only hip hop music we have here is reserved for, rugged mode and the big guys, or even the Jarus and the 50 cents. Nobody's playing your shit. You play your shit at 12 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning. So getting your music on radio was the hardest. These are independent artists. Then let's even now talk about the general reputation of being a hip hop artist. People look at you like you're dusty. What are you? Hip hop music. You're all those rap people. Okay. To get shows. No, you're not getting shows now. If you are going to get shows, you were opening for people when they went on Star Trek and they were not paying you. If you're not careful, self, now you go even the beg.
Now you go fly yourself.
Yeah, go and open for people. Go and open, and then they do the rap. Maybe they do battle rap. Let them keep the crowd going. Then we'll get the pop artists to come and do their thing. These guys beat the odds. Let me give you a story of how MI dropped his debut album. Talk about it. There were 3 artists in 2008 that Tijo was going to work with. He was working with other artists. 3 artists. Bijano, he had the hottest single, Shayo. Bijano got, I won't say the amount, some real good money for the album that was going to drop. Mode 9 was going to drop Il Pluribus Unum, the second album after his very successful debut. He was going to drop the second album called, what's his album? Paradigm Shift. The first album was Il Pluribus Unum, the 2007 album, 2007 album. So it was 2008, right? He got a bag, got a good bag from Tijo. Chocolate City went to meet Tijo. They pulled out the laptop. They said, look at the Facebook interactions he's getting, he's getting followers, he's getting this, is a lot, we're trying to get a distribution deal. How much can you guys give us up front? And Tijo said, what is all this Facebook internet something you're talking about? This guy, nobody know him music for a year. I'll be like, I can't give you guys a deal. And he eventually ended up saying, you know what? I will just distribute it for you guys. Let me see how I can help you people. That ended up being the most successful. You heard it now. He moved 30,000
Yeah.
units in a day. 30,000 units in a day. That's what he moved. And that was the success. This is hard grind. Now let's compare it to what's happening now. Especially with Odumodu, since he's the one that said it. You're signed to a label that has a big budget that can afford
affiliated to Def Jam.
The same, you understand? You have a label that has influencers on Twitter on retainer. Let's just leave it at that. So I really want you guys to, and for him to really understand that these guys crawled, walked, right, and ran for him to fly. So did they really play it safe? Let's ask ourselves that question again and answer.
Also, Odumodu might not know the history because he has not seen it anywhere, Sha.
Well, you see, that's the problem. This is not documented anywhere else.
That comment was so ignorant. Like it didn't make sense at all. I just saw it on IG and laughed and just closed it and moved on with my life.
It's like me saying, oh man, this digital publication thing, when we ran it now, the other guys, they played it safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Just imagine we saying stuff like that. Let me explain. Any industry, anybody listening to this, any industry you find yourself, your predecessors did not play it safe.
The fact that they existed showed that they did not play safe.
Do you understand? As long as they were, do you understand? They didn't play it safe. They tried, they did their best, right? And as the time goes on, you have social media now. You can tweet something and something gets 1 million views.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Like, fam, people were going to forums. There was this thing we call Twitter now that you're doing hip hop Twitter. There was no hip hop Twitter. It was africanhiphop.com. This is before Facebook took off. On africanhiphop.com, that's where everybody was. M-Trill, Source Kid, AQ, that's where, I'm talking 2004. If you're a hip hop artist in Africa, you on africanhiphop.com. And the Nigerian hip hop channel was the happening place. Everybody used to come there, right? So africanhiphop.com was just like Nairaland. Was a guy, I think in Botswana or Zimbabwe, that set it up. Big hip hop heads. Everybody was on africanhiphop.com. Some people who used to use pseudo names and everything. Source, everybody. And that's where we used to have conversations all fucking day. If somebody opened a new thread, what do you think about this guy? We'll be analyzing the lyrics, everything. That was where it was happening. And of course, it's not real time. You have to press publish, refresh. People will go to work, come back. People go to school, come back, whatever. And Facebook then took off. Everybody kind of migrated to Facebook, then Twitter and whatever. So all these things you think exist, like these vacuums exist, a vacuum always be filled. It was never empty. They just moved from one state to another state. No idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. Shout out Nas.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. And so we move on. We move on to the next fan mail rather. Hello Giants, I'm Kelly and I'm writing this fan mail in regard to the current wave of Nigerian hip hop. I feel the rappers have fixed up their lives according to what Emma Abaga asked them to do. LOL. Too many dope records from AQ, Odumodu Black, Black Bones, Reminisce, Eriga, Zlatan, Dan Drizzy, Psycho YP, Olamide, etc. I believe most of these listeners are hip hop heads, and I will appreciate if guys do review or something special about this year's hip hop growth in Nigeria. My honorable lead researcher. Oh, this is so amazing. Oh my God. I love this already. My lead researcher. You are loved and appreciated for the good vibe you bring to the community. Oh yeah, Steve, that's your job. A hip hop in a hip hop review in 2023. That's your
Okay.
job.
When you and Ayo complete the hip hop 50 list.
You're a fraud.
You are a
You're a
fraud.
fraud.
No,
You are
no,
a
no.
madman and a
I'm not.
fraud.
I'm not running away from the challenge.
Wait to concern your own with my own. Look at this fraud. My Edo brother, God bless you and more wisdom. Amen. Oh, man like AOT2.
Ayo, what's the name of that northern rapper that did that record? What's your budget? I want to give a shout out to him. That guy can rap.
Can
I
I
don't know.
finish even reading the fan mail? Keep the good vibes coming. Peace.
Thank you very much for that fan mail. And our little researcher will jump on it as soon as possible.
Well, another rapper, the guy that did his first, I think the first thing he did that went viral was the one about debits.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's read one more. Read more. This is from David Bristol. You know, David Bristol, friend of the show, writes in regularly. Hey, Loose Talk Giants, a very quick one. I hope you're all amazing. Testimony time. I studied my ass off studying. I studied my ass off studying this year and locked up in a zone, just focused and listening to your podcast, especially. Many times I got tired of the grind and I'd hear your life stories and it was motivating. I recently graduated as a valedictorian of my university. Thank you guys. Round of applause for this gentleman. Round of applause for David Bristol
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
as a valedictorian. All right, man. You can please check my link below. Of course, he had to blog about it. Of course, David Bristol. And the title of the post is "Brilliant Young Man Graduates University as a Lawyer, Wins 2-star awards as overall best students." Wow. Nah, that's amazing, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out.
I mean, yeah, shout out to you. There's nothing like, graduating and just, going through the process of like reading, studying, writing those exams, understanding the principles of what you're studying, and all that, and then graduating. See, I love good news. I love stuff like this. David, all I can say now is welcome to the labor markets.
Bro, I hate that. I hate that scene.
But please don't let anybody discourage you. Shout out to you, man. This is good news. This is good news. I love it. And please,
No, it's
don't
really
stop
dope. It's
writing.
really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
It's really
It's
good.
good. It's good. It's good. It's good. All that money spent as well. Don't forget that. Don't
Yeah.
forget that.
I wish
I'm
I
sure.
wish I graduated as valedictorian, but man
Yeah.
proposes, but the devil, you know.
No. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. It means say this guy is Sabi Buko.
I go
It means
sabi,
say
go
he's Sabi
sabi.
Buko. He's Sabi Buko. He's Sabi Buko. Sabi guy. All right. This is from Kelechi. Yeah, and his the headline of his mail says, "What makes a good investment?" All right, dear Giants, I'm a massive fan of the show, and I've been listening since the first iteration of the show. I would hail each of you individually, but I have a feeling that the message might get lengthy, and we will have quite a few numbers. Apologies in advance. The message is looking like 500 words already. I'm writing with respect to how you all analyze the reader's purchase of the 6 million naira house in 2015. There are a few questions that I would like to pose to you all. One, why as a Nigerian are you measuring the value of your currency with the price of another currency? This is a legitimate answer to that question, and I'll get to that. Two, how do you measure the value of the dollar, naira, pound, or any other currency for that matter? The correct answer to both questions is inflation. For question one, we typically tie the worth of our currency to the dollar because our inflation rate is so insane. Despite this, the value of any currency should be determined by the purchasing power, which is measured by the inflation rate. That's the answer to question two. Now to the analysis at hand. Okay, so before we go into the analysis, you're absolutely right, right? And this is why we would always compare the naira to the dollar because the inflation rate of the dollar is more stable than the naira, right? And it then means that over a period of time, your purchasing power of the naira is weaker compared to the dollar. We're not saying inflation is not hitting, the US market or wherever. Like, yes, it is. What you probably could buy 10 years with the dollar, ago is not the same amount of money you can use to buy that stuff now. Things have also changed. But we are saying someone's inflation rate
Astronomical.
farm is it Neil Armstrong, or who's the guy that went to the moon? Is over there, while another person's zone is still in the atmosphere here. And so that is why, we continue to measure the value of your currency against, a more stable people. I mean, the dollar is just the dollar, right? People are doing this with the euros and the pounds and any other currency. You can store your money in any other currency. Actually, if you see the inflation rate, I think where you should store your money is two things for me. Sha. One, inflation rate is not high of that country. Second thing is, can you also invest? In that country, whether it's fixed returns or whatever returns, can you also invest in that current with that currency anywhere? With any financial instruments. If that's possible, then yes. But let's go on with your email. Now to the analysis at hand. We may or may not arrive at the same conclusion as I'm going through the numbers as I type, but this should be a basis of any analysis of that nature. First, let us assume that the individual lives and works in Nigeria and as a result earns in Naira. I'm making this assumption because the original writer did not specify otherwise, and the origin of the funds are really important when doing this type of analysis. Absolutely. Second, he bought the house in 2015 for 60 million naira, and it is currently valued at 250 million. This represents an average, if you compound, 22.67 interest in value of the property on a yearly basis. Next, let us see what Nigeria's inflation rate did in that time. Yearly inflation rate averaged around 9.5% in 2015, and by 2023, it's averaging around 25%. This is crazy.
Oh, this guy,
25%.
this guy's having muscle.
It's crazy, 25%. Okay, so the growth rate in inflation on an average is 14.82% yearly. Agreed. If you compare the 23% increase in the value of the house to the 15% decrease in the fall of the purchasing power of the naira, has the investment done well? The answer, believe it or not, is yes. It is yes because he has been able to sustain and even grow his funds in excess of the inflation rates. If this investor is Nigerian and has no major liabilities or expenses that are dominated in a foreign currency, then this investor is doing just fine. Again, limiting an analysis to what we know from what the OP has told us. Okay, my response to that is also quite simple. No matter how you try and calculate this thing, my brother, if you gave me 60 million, right, and I flipped it into the US dollar, and I bought a US bond or a euro bond, and I went to sleep, my money at the end of the day, as at the time the guy wrote the email, the value of my own money will be more than this 250 million naira. Agreed? Yes or no? Do you understand?
I don't know what the full explanation is for.
No, so
like I understand what he's trying to say. That is
yes, that the inflation that we were.
The investment is not a bad investment. We never said it's a bad investment. We said it could be a better investment. Yes, no. And also, at the end of the day, if you're an investor that's focused on the long term, right, it's advisable for you to see financial planning is about prediction, right? And what happens with a currency that does not have any purchasing power like the naira? You can't do any predictions with naira. You can't do any forecast with naira because it can be the naira can be one. It can have a value today and tomorrow it has another value. So there's no need. You go and hedge your prediction and forecast on a currency that is more stable, which is the dollar. That's what we're trying to say. Hedge your fund, hedge your investment on something that is more stable.
On something that is more stable, has more stability.
It's not as if we don't understand we didn't say that it was a poor investment or it was a bad investment. We're just saying there are better investment that involves less risk and less hustle. It's simple.
Less hustle.
Yes, no.
Less hypertension.
Just your bonds and just sleep. It's simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep on. So the next part of the analysis is saying is seeing what else our investor could have done with the money, opportunity costs. This is how we would know if he truly came out ahead. Osak's suggestion that the investor should have converted his money to USD and placed it in a fixed deposit to earn an investor 10% per annum is just wrong. You can't earn 10%, make 10% per annum on US fixed deposit anywhere unless your banker is Bernie Madoff. That Take that risk if you are bold. You can, however, easily get a fixed naira deposit even more. Ah, Chairman, like, don't do this now. I need to get my brother on this podcast. Anyways, so say, but 10% is less than 15% inflation growth rate, and is definitely less than 23% growth in real estate assets. So this is not a viable alternative. Had our investor done this, he would have currently had 116 million naira. The next alternative is, because you are still calculating in naira, and you can't tell me that you cannot make 10% per annum on US fixed deposits anywhere unless your banker is being made of. Like, fam, don't do that now. Do you understand? I can put it's very simple. I can put that money in, I'll take that naira, right? I will convert it into USD on Rizz, right? I put it in Rizz does a assured 10% per annum fixed. I put it in there, right? It makes my 10% per annum. At the end of a year, I get 10% of the money. So if you had put 60 million in, right, you would have gotten how much? How much is 10% of 60 million, guys?
6 million.
You would have
6
gotten
million.
6 million assured.
Yeah.
It's there. It's not me. Please check it. Rizz.com or something.
I think this
Right?
person really is really like pro Nigeria, so he wants us to like bet for the Nigeria, for the naira. And I
That
get you,
reminds
fam.
me. That
Fuck
reminds
naira.
me.
Thank you very much.
That reminds me. Steve and I joined a Twitter space 2 weeks ago.
The thing is that why do you guys do these things that trigger you? Are you people not complaining in the group? Why?
Steve and I joined a Twitter space 2 weeks ago. Bro.
Oh, is it
It
that
was
one that
crazy.
says CBN is the dollar now our currency or something like that? I think I saw.
Yeah.
I tried to enter, but I said no. This will annoy me, so let me just leave in peace. Thank you.
It was funny. Okay, the guy says the next alternative is taking a look at the equities markets, both Nigerian and American. Here again, we will make the simplifying solution assumption that he can easily move his money across borders, or better still, apps like Shaka and Bamboo can help him across those markets. The Nigerian All Shares Index ASI grew an average of 6% yearly in that time. That is poor performance. My one caveat is that the ASI only measures price movements and doesn't include dividends. However, if you include dividends, I'm not sure if you would have made much of a difference. My second caveat is that the ASI includes all the companies that are listed in Nigeria. So there are a lot of dog shit companies on there. If the investor were able to replicate the ASI and invest in it, then he would have made 91 million naira. If this investor had invested in the NGX Premium, for instance, which tracks only 8% of the best capitalized and most liquid stocks on the NGX, he would have made an average of 22% yearly. Again, this only accounts for price movement and doesn't account for dividends. Accounting for dividends will push that number much higher, and all the stocks on the NGX Premium are dividend paying stocks. If the investor had invested in the NGX Premium, he would have 248 million naira, excluding dividends. FYI, the stocks are Access Corp, Dank Cement, and Danksem, FBN Capital, so FBNH, FBN Holdings, MTN Nigeria, Seplat, UBA, WAPCO, and Zenith Bank. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't agree with this one. Even in my own breakdown, when I was talking about like, what strategies the person would have used, right? I did mention the stock markets, whether it's the American stock, the Nasdaq, the NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, or the NGX, or anything in Nigeria. I didn't mention stocks at all, right? Because when it comes to stocks, I think long term. I don't think like flipping it. If you don't have it, if you like, and I'm speaking from a perspective where you don't have like a financial advisor. Some people don't have. if you have 60 million naira, you should have a financial advisor. Do you understand who's advising you? Right? I don't have me at the also. Do you understand?
Also, how much was dollar in 2016?
Do you understand? Like, we did this whole thing last week. I know, Steve. Don't be. We did this whole thing. We did it last week because all these things you are seeing, all this performance you are seeing this year, all the way the naira has moved against other currencies, it wiped out all that, all the stuff you're talking about. It wiped it out in 1 month. Anyways, let's keep going. Next alternative will be to look at the US equities market. The S&P 500 has returned an average of 12% per year from 2015 till date. But wait, it doesn't end there. Now we can bring the exchange rate and see what our investor would have earned if they. All right, so I didn't prefer these solutions, and you are bringing solutions that like kind of make your points. Do you understand? I didn't say go and invest in the stock markets. Of course, the stock market crashed. Not crashed, but 2021 into 2022, the stock market was bad. The person would have lost money that he had gained in the COVID period and all that.
Yeah.
That's not my own palaver. But shout out to Kelechi. And I really like emails like this that kind of push and ask. So it's not like I'm not a financial advisor. And please do not take financial advice from me.
Please, Osagie was one that told me to put all my inheritance in one place.
Do you understand? Or anybody on this podcast, right? We're just talking as young men what we will do or what we can do, and we have conversations not just here, outside here, with all other friends that we have and all that, and people have been able to hedge their money. On Friday, do you understand? One of these people on the podcast, he sat on Binance because somebody moved $1.3 billion into Binance accounts. Do you understand? There's somebody sat here, you understand, refused to record the podcast and was day trading.
Friday I would have recorded the podcast, but God did.
Yes, and was day trading. And now he has finished day trading and we have not seen one kobo.
That's why he's looking healthy now. That's why he's looking healthy.
That's why he's looking tired.
Yeah,
that's why he has not slept. That
he slept. No sleep for the wicked. No sleep for the wicked.
Don't open the Binance account when you get. No, the normal Binance account on the app, there's the simple format. This guy own.
This is my advice for everybody listening to this podcast. This is not a financial advice. This is a life advice. Nigeria is not a country. Instead of this country to kill you, look for a way to be using the state of the country to make your money. That's what everybody is doing. That's what your bosses. That's what the politicians are doing.
That's what the billionaires are doing.
That's what all the politicians are doing. That's what the elites are doing. The elites are taking advantage of this country and making more money. The reason why you and I complain the most is because now suffer with the suffer.
I don't be trust wicked though. There's no money anywhere.
If you see that way to start making the money, we'll complain less. So instead of complaining, look for a way to join them. So if you're angry that people are earning in naira and they are doing all their investments in naira because you are patriotic, my brother, you are going to suffer, because that's not the way your elites are thinking. The people you voted in to repair this country, they don't think like this
at all. They don't spend your naira.
Brother, move on, leave patriotism and just go and look for a way to make your money.
Patriotism is in patriotism is
God and beg you.
Patriotism is in
my problem with all this analysis, shout out to you. The problem is analysis that they analyze for streets. Sabi analyze things for boys. At the end of the day, tell us what the guy go do. Tell us how much you go take start, how much you take finish.
Yeah. Break down
this analysis now. You break down anything for boys, bro. After when you enter that stock exchange thing, you lost me. I don't even follow up again. I don't know, bro. If you want update person where you understand. Okay, this is how much the guy used to invest in. This is how much the guy will make.
Simple. That's
last week on the last episode. What we did was the figures, the starting figure and the ending figure, and it didn't make sense for us. That's why we said, this guy, if you just buy dollar, keep and for better pass the investment what you do. You understand? This explanation now, tell us say this is the starting point and this is the ending point. This is not how much the guy invests. This is how much the guy get. This is not how much he can gain. No.
Oh shit. Trenches economics, ladies and gentlemen.
If they break down things for boys, they break them down. Way me, I'm not an economist. I didn't understand everything that you're saying. So shout out to you, bro.
All we want to do is just be happy and make money, please.
That's all.
That's all.
And a dollar short pass.
Dollar way.
After this podcast, Steve go gas call Rotus. May Rotus explain everything again for him.
You don't understand. And once you don't enter that long level, I don't go feed. I no go.
Shout out to Rotus. My guy. All right. This is the
Even
last fan mail.
and it troubles me. Nigerians love this country more than the people they voting
Yeah,
to do things in this
you
country.
see,
That thing pains me so
so
much. Eh.
patriotic of them.
And
Wow,
I've looked at it and I've sat down and I've done the analysis. I've seen people who complain most about the country and people who don't complain. I'm like, you know what? I want to be like people who don't complain. And since then, I've stopped complaining.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, this is last fan mail before we have Ask the Giants, but last fan mail. I am Gen Z, and sometimes I don't understand all the music references you guys make, but I am a big history
Same
nerd.
here. Same here.
Get away, and I really enjoy listening to them. I'm particularly interested because my mom has a connection to Nigerian music, and this is quite uncanny. She used to be a hairstylist in Ajegunle, and she talks about how Daddy Shoki used to come to her salon with her guys, including Daddy Freeze and a bunch of other people, and how she used to make hair for some of Fela's dancers.
Daddy
I'm actually
Fresh.
right.
She met Daddy Fresh.
I think she meant Daddy Fresh. I'm actually writing because you guys mentioned that there are not enough music editorials really doing the work, or editors really doing the work, and I think you should check out the High Note podcast. The hosts are doing a good job reviewing music under the criteria AOT2 mentioned. Thank you guys so much. I'm a huge fan, and I hope to listen to an episode with my mom the next time I see her. For context, this is the young 17-year-old lady who wrote to us back then, a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if listening to your mom to the podcast is is cool. You know, one thing that's funny, like we don't know who listens to this podcast.
Nah,
We
they
think we
don't
have an
identify
idea.
themselves.
We think we have an idea, but like, you know, I wish I had insights into that. Should we run a survey? If we run a survey, would you guys fill the forms and tell us who, what your age is?
No,
We
I'm
know
not
what
free
the
from
demo. No, it's be a short form now. It's just going to be like we can use like name chip or something or head
Yeah,
table.
it's not going to. Yeah.
All right, we'll run it. We'll run it. Nana, please remind me. Let's run it. We'll run it for this episode, guys. If you are listening to this, there's actually a form in the description. Please go to the description of this podcast, click on the link, and fill the form. It's a short form, right? It's not going to be long. It's very short. It'll take 1 minute. Please do that for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go and do it now. We're not even talking until you go and do it. Go.
now. So
Yeah, go. We're not going to say anything. Guys, don't say anything until you go. Let them go. Okay, now we know you have clicked on it and you're still listening to the pod. So you're listening to the pod. Please fill the form. God bless you as you do so. All right, man. Guys, let's get into the thick of things. What's happening this week?
Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. What's happening? Is anything happening?
I actually want to start with something that we failed to cover a few weeks ago, and our friends and fans of the pod were actually looking forward to Steve talking about it.
Oh god.
It
what's
was
that?
about the young lady
Oh my
who
lord!
was getting reprimanded by her dad in the car while she's driving, of course, while she sat at the back because she had requested for a mobile device,
Yeah.
popularly known as the Apple iPhone.
Yes.
Um, I don't know which version or which
I
make,
think it was an 8 she wanted, or 6 or 8. I can't remember.
8 or whatever. Okay, 6 plus 8, 14 divided by 2, 17. The average. Let's just say 7.
Mm.
And yeah, the whole thing went viral because the man was very harsh, used some very hard words at her,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
context was that she was not doing
Focus on
well in
education.
school. Yeah, her grades were not good. And before you know it, boom, 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 the Association of Investigators on Twitter had gone to her TikTok, pulled out everything, said this is all she does on TikTok, dance and blah blah blah. And the whole thing went viral. And of course, there were two sides to it. One side, which was the more progressive people on X, were like, a father should never talk to a daughter, speak to a daughter like that. It's too harsh, blah blah blah. And the other side were like, hey man, how did the teacher in that Matilda movie say it? Spare the rod, spoil the child. No, I say use the rod to beat the child.
Mm.
But I mean with words now. And so yeah, Steve, quite a number of people looking forward to your feedback about the whole thing.
And my feedback will also surprise a lot of people because one thing I expect from kids, right? It's I expect them to be stupid
Is to do
because
the
they're
dumbest
kids.
things.
Short.
Is to do the dumbest.
Is that?
Yeah. Is to do the dumbest things.
It's to do
Yeah.
the domestic thing because that's why they're kids. Like that's what I expect from a kid, from a 16-year-old, because her priorities are really, really different. She's not seeing life the way her parents are seeing it. You get?
Hmm.
So she's going to ask for iPhone 8 because that's what her mates are using. Her mates are even using iPhone 14, 15, 13, 12. Get? So she's going to ask her parents for. So kids are so ignorant of like what's like of like the financial status of the status of a parent, right? Especially if they're
Realities of
middle
life.
class, the realities of life. So he thinks, oh, maybe my dad can afford. Well, how much is 400k? Not knowing that that salary is about like 100k, right? And that's like or like 150 or 200k, and that's like 4 or 5 months salary.
Even if his salary is 2 million naira.
Yeah,
Eh?
I agree. I agree. But she's a kid. She's 16. Our priorities
No,
are
no, no.
different.
I'm not arguing with you. I was just saying in context. Even if the
Yeah, even
salary
in
is
contest, yeah,
more, yeah.
I believe that I think the most of my concern is on the parent, is on the father and the mother. I believe that there are two sides to it. I believe that they're too harsh on her. The words the words were tending towards abusiveness, but also I know what it is to. I've seen what it is to have to be a parent, being frustrated by your kids. Kids are really really stubborn. And when you emotionally lose it, right? Because people are frustrating you, you tend to like really become abusive in terms of your words and speak harshly to people. So that father, the parents are in a very, very popular situation where parents just are frustrated with their kids and make some certain comments, right? And
Mhm.
while, the good thing about 2023, right? The good thing about the internet is that we tend to see people discuss this thing, and we are now aware because we are parents now, right? And we are now aware of of people's pains, especially our people, our age mates, who talk about how this thing affected their own confidence, how this thing affected their own psyche, growing up because of the things that their parents used to tell them. So now the information is there. We are now really more aware of the power that we as parents, the power that our words will have on our children, and we are more careful. The information is there. That the demographic of that parent in that video, they're not our own demographic. That are really older, and you know how older people they treat issues differently. They don't have the information that we have. They don't have the self reflection that we have because we have access to this information. That's why we are self reflective and say, oh, we have to do better. So those are just my the two ways I have to like tackle that issue. The girl did what she's supposed to do as a kid, which is just being stupid. But the parents, I feel, didn't handle it very well. They were too harsh on her. But I also understand that they're frustrated. That's why they approach the issue the way they approached it. Thirdly, we as young parents, we now understand we should be able to do better than our parents because there's more information, time has passed, and the effects of our parents parenting, we can feel it now on the confidence of our children, the way they approach social issues, the way they talk in public. So we know now to do better, with our kids and talk to them. Not really nice. I won't say nicely, but be more emotionally intelligent in raising our kids. That's just what I have to say.
I agree. I agree. I just want to say that people should stop going crazy over a snapshot of an entire story we are not privy to.
Yup.
Do you understand? You can't witness less than 90 seconds of a conversation between two people that have been having a conversation for the last, I don't know how old the girl is, I assume she's 20. So for the last maybe 15 to 16, 17 years. Do you understand? That man can be the most loving dad that has bent his back over for that same girl, and we don't know. And that man can be the shithole. We don't know. So we really need to calm it down with the analysis paralysis that is going on. Oh my God, you shouldn't do. You don't know. You just watched the 90-second snapshot of someone's entire life. I think you should cool it down. But I also understand that the platform encourages rage, and rage has to feed the god of rage or whatever engagement. You get my point. And all that. So that's why people just go crazy and all that. That's another angle I want to bring it, take you from as well. Ayo, do you want to add to this?
I'd just like to refer people to the last episode of 234 Essential where we spoke about it with a psychologist. So yeah, if you can get your hands on 234 Essential, the last episode, it was a psychologist and we spoke about that particular episode. Peace.
Wait, is this what Ayo is doing now, Steve? He'll just be referring, like we're asking for his opinion and he just refers us to another podcast. What's going on?
I already know. I asked him. I said, "Loose talk or 234 Essentials?" He said 234 Essentials. Since then, I knew.
Multi-hyphenate. Google the word.
Since that time, I know they send. I know the two. I know I'm already. I'm not surprised. I'm not. But yeah, check out 234 Essentials and get Ayo's opinion on it.
Wow.
I'm the psychologist. Don't forget the psychologist.
The Loose Talk is a marketing channel for 234 Essentials. That's why Ayo uses Loose Talk for a marketing channel.
So you're trying to tell me that Loose Talk is a lost leader.
No.
Now for. But yeah, that trended a while ago.
Yeah,
what trended this week was the married men Rizz.
Shout out to the married men. I'm to married men.
Team married men. Thank you. All I saw, when I went through the thread, I went through the screenshots, I went through everything. All I saw, right, were men who are just generous and willing to take care of other people beyond their family. That's all I saw.
Same here.
That's all I saw.
Same here, man.
Nigerian men, let me tell you something. Every Nigerian man reading this thing, married man, most especially, God bless you.
Yeah.
You are the prize.
You are the prize.
That's all I saw.
See,
I just saw
again another
married
angle.
men who are taking care of their families, right? And doing what? And willing to take care of other people. There's nothing. See, at the end of the day, there's nothing more generous than that. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying.
Crime no day now.
It's not crime.
All I want to say is that all these women are shouting, "Oh, married men!" We did not see any blocked screenshots, did we? You can if you really wanted to keep it a buck, my nigga. As I said on Twitter, that weekend, lounges, hotels, clubs will be filled with married men and single women. You people will shout from them that from thy kingdom come. Niggas will still be fucking single women out there, and you people will still collect. There's nothing you see. Maybe because the married man is toasting, you don't like him. But you people still knock married man. So let's forget about that one.
Twitter is the reason I liked that a married man Rizz thing was it was the closest thing I've seen, especially in relationship Twitter, to reality.
Yeah.
Because indirectly, those girls were confirming what everybody knows, that we deal with married men. It's like you understand me. So that's I don't know if you saw that comment of the girl that posted a screenshot and said, he was really nice and we had a fling.
Yeah.
And in the section, in the chats that she screenshotted, it was obvious that they met in church.
Yeah.
And they now went to have chest to chest coitus. Good for them.
Because the man, because the pastor had preached to the man. The man, I'm sure the sermon that day was, be nice to people beyond your family. Be nice to. It is not only your family you take care of. So the man was just like, I'm
Oh
filled.
God.
I'm filled with
See,
this news. He
bro.
looked at the nearest person beside him and he said, Madam, let me take care of you. What's
Let,
wrong with that?
let me
So
tell you
growing
something that
up,
happened to
like
me. Okay, you talk first.
my so the thing is, I used to know, I like when I was like 23, 22, like young, my early 20s. I used to know about, like, I knew things like this were happening, but I thought, for a single girl to be dating a married man, I felt it was something that only a certain type of girls would do,
Hmm.
right? I like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the girl, she's like, maybe, like, I would say, let me use the word loose girls. Like, I thought that's something they would, that's something only them would do. That, I don't know.
Yeah.
A good girl cannot go and date a married man.
Another version of that was when we were growing up, you saw people were smoking and you thought only bad
The
people
only
smoke.
bad boys they smoke. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Full of
thank you
bad
very much.
reputation. You must
That
be
guy a bad boy. That boy they
yeah.
smoke. And you grow, and you grew up, you started smoking because
And my uncle in law
You,
was a doctor, well
you move
respected
on.
guy, brought out his cigarette
yeah,
and started smoking.
exactly.
I was like, what the hell?
So over time, initially I was shocked. Obviously now it's like normal. I discovered that no, 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 no. It's just it. Like,
Yeah.
any person can date a married man. They like you, they like
Life.
you. Then
They
move on.
life. Move on.
So, so and that's what I've seen and experienced over time, and it's just funny, how we think of life when we are young, and now that we've lived a little.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the closest thing I've seen on Twitter, especially on relationship Twitter, or, like, sexual relationship thing. That's the closest thing I've seen on Twitter to reality. At least people are agreeing that they're having that conversation. That's a good step.
Yeah. Because before then the conversations
The
didn't even
conversation,
exist.
exactly, they didn't
Yeah.
exist.
Not
Yeah.
to beat everybody now, so everybody guys they almost start to
Mm.
talk that
Yeah,
truth. Yeah,
well,
crazy man.
So it started from it's not happening to more it's happening wella to
Well, well,
oh that's good. That's accountability.
The only
yeah,
thing I don't, the only thing I don't, the only way I don't, the only thing I don't like about the whole situation is, oh, apart from the moral part of it, that, you're married, you're supposed to not to cheat on your wife. Apart from that, the other thing I don't like is when men deny their wives
yeah,
because they want to cheat outside. I don't
It's the
like.
wildest shit
It's the
ever,
wildest piece of, like, it's not.
bro.
It's not
Some
a
of those.
good
it's not a
look.
classy thing.
It's not
It's
a
not
good
a
look,
good
fam.
look. It's not a good
See,
look.
let
If
me tell you,
It's
married
not a
men
good look.
listening to this podcast.
Just
Yeah.
come out and
If
say
you
you're
want cheat,
married.
if you want cheat,
This
cheat. But not be
this is
denying your
advice.
family.
This. I don't know if you take this advice or not advice, but like if you are cheating, it is disgusting to them. See, if you want to cheat, cheat with your chest. Tell the girl,
You
see,
understand?
Say I
you
like
are,
see, say I'm married, but I like
wait,
you. Finish.
wait,
Exactly.
let me really address this thing. Grown man like you, we marry person, we don't born. You
Yeah,
can't see
you're a
person,
grown
can't they
man.
lie, they deny
It's
your
too.
family,
Yeah,
say
it's too.
your family don't
Yeah,
exist.
it's not classy.
Come on, man. Come on,
It
man.
don't make
I'm
sense
not.
at
I'm.
all.
I'm not the one. I'm not the moral police.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm not the moral police. That's why I'm. That's
No,
that.
but you are holy
Exactly.
police.
I'm.
You are holy
I'm holy
police.
police. This is
Holy
true.
Yeah.
please.
I'm not the moral police. I'm not going
Yeah.
to tell you what to do and not do. But I'm
Yeah.
just going to tell you that, my brother, it is classless of you
Yeah. It
Yeah,
don't make sense. It don't make
to
sense.
deny your children and the
Yeah.
woman
why?
Deny
that
deny your wife.
you
Yeah. Because
swore
of because
and
of
took an
Bekus.
oath
Because
It
of
because
don't
of.
make
beginners.
sense.
Because of
It's
My
a
beginners.
brother,
it's a low life thing. It don't make
my
sense.
brother, if you are a big boy, if you want to do it with your, don't do
Do it
that.
with your chest.
You know the
Yeah.
funny thing.
Come
You
on,
know the
man.
funny thing. If you are a guy, now this base go come meet you, knowing that you're fully married, safe. So there's no point for you to even lie. They already know. They don't care about your ring.
But on the real though, I think again, I'm not the moral police. But see, man.
Okay, I have it. I have a theory. I believe that the men who do it,
Mm-hmm.
and men who are not ready to spend. So because this relationship, you know what? This relationship, the
it's,
the
it's, it's,
the
it's layered.
is
It's
layered.
It's
dynamics.
la-
Yeah.
Is layered. There's a
financial aspect to
there's a
it.
financial aspect to it.
That's a big part.
There's a there's a financial aspect to it, which is your 20s babes, your 23 to 28-year-old
Your
girls.
body era.
Those
The
ones is for
body's in the
money.
idea.
The body
Yeah.
era, those ones is
Yeah.
for money because they
It's
need
for
money
money.
to buy the phones
The
and to flex
week.
on their. How to flex on their mates. There's this era of between 29 and let me say 34 where I feel they need to lie to these girls because these girls still want to be married. So they are actively dating and they meet a guy who knows these girls are actively dating to marry, but lie that they are married just to get the box. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I think that those are the really set layer people that they lie to. Because from 35, especially in Lagos, from 35, from my experience, from 35 to 40, they don't say they don't go married. They don't say you know what I mean? Okay, now married man, no, let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, let's go.
Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep on rocking.
They're unlucky, yeah, exactly. So so
there's a whole dichotomy of
the difference, exactly.
Yeah,
the pool. Different dynamics.
Is there a dichotomy of the men as well?
I believe so.
So you have young married men with different motivations.
Exactly.
Yeah, then you have older married men. Then you have the
sugar daddy, eggbons. Those eggbons don't lie. Those eggbons will tell you. Those eggbons will tell you, you are my second daughter at the same age. Oh.
Steve, you know what they can't lie. You know what they can't lie. They've seen everything already now. And
they've seen everything already.
They already know. That wife don't enter menopause. Chill. Sorry to anybody. Yes, no.
I think the young married people. I think because they are still on the streets. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. They're not secure. They're not confident in themselves that they will be able to bag a chick while married. So they have to lie.
Maybe they went to hotbox on the Friday.
Apart from that, there's also the fear of the person they've married, which is like at the end of the day, it's a level of disrespect. Let's keep it a buck, right?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Yeah, if you've taken an oath, to do someone and you don't have the
moral fiber.
You don't have the moral fiber, and you don't have the moral fiber because again, like my friend would tell me, the more money you have, the more the more lax people can adjust to certain things.
To certain situations,
yeah, because finances play a big deal. You know, I'm sure a billionaire in dollars who wants to have multiple partners, the conversation is going to be very different.
Osagie, there's no conversation. If I'm a multi-millionaire in dollars,
no,
I'm not showing up.
It depends on the relationship you have with your.
I don't want a relationship. I don't want a relationship. No, if I say I'm chasing women, if I'm chasing women,
if I become a billionaire tomorrow, that won't change the way I talk to my wife because I'm known her.
I'm not talking about the wife. I'm talking about like you now going out to chase women.
Oh no.
Bro, it's me. I'm just showing up. There's no.
No, I was talking about it. I was not talking about outside. I was talking about the wife.
Oh yeah, definitely. Respect has to always be the 100%.
Yeah. You know,
so there's that aspect. Listen, and then there's another dynamic I want to mention, right? Which is, I think, like looking at that thread, right? I was expecting to see like a pushback or some sort of heat from like married women to say this is just awful from you young women who do this. And I didn't see anything because
Mrs. Idukele will not come out. Mrs. Idukele that is knocking a gym instructor.
Immorality abound.
Move on now.
Make I land my own point.
Land.
Because in the school of married men Rizz, right? The women from the pool graduate and end up being married.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these women also understand. And I would like, if anybody is listening to this, right? Especially women who are listening to this, who have dated married men and ended up being married. How did that affect the perception of how you see your own married husband? Sorry, not married husband, like your own husband.
Your own husband.
Married.
I think girl maths is exactly that.
What maths is
dating a married man as a single person and getting married and being absolutely sure that your husband is not cheating.
Yeah, that's girl. That's girl maths. That's some serious body maths right there.
That's a girl maths. See, guys, I want to end my final opinion on this should be I want to talk to like 20 like young married guys like us, right?
Yeah.
28-year-old boys to like 36, 37 to like
Mhm.
40.
Yeah.
Not in the street though. The only thing
Bro,
that is in street, the only thing that is in street is spending your money, not having savings. One. Two, pregnancy.
Mhm.
You're going to have a baby up from outside from your home. Unless that thing, then three, disease. These three things sure die. These three things for street is sure die. You are wasting your money. You won't have savings because we come from Nigeria now. People we are
It is
poor,
expensive.
right?
shit is
It's
expensive.
expensive. So
Yeah,
just assume.
dating
Imagine
multiple years.
what you would have saved if you were at home sitting down. If you are at home sleeping, immediately you get from work, you go to your family and sleep. You save a lot of money, my guy. A lot of money. And what does money do to you? Money gives you like more assured quality life for your family, for your kids. Two
Facts.
one. Two, bro.
Belle.
But let her go carry on.
Day and see
Nobody
time.
gets see. Nobody gets your time. And
Belle.
I'm being real here. Man, no day. Especially this Lagos where we did. Man, no day Lagos. So any girl, especially if you're a guy, you're single, you're a married guy, you're cool, you have a job, you have a career, they will carry belly for you. No time, no need to even argue. They will carry on. Three, disease. You go carry STD
Go
because
no.
one day you go forget condom or whatever it is.
No,
Bro,
no,
nothing
Steve.
this.
It's not that you forget
Just day
condom.
your house.
It's not that you forget condom. You see that bill, I'm like, this is raw time, and you there's no.
There's a level of
Ayo, chill. Ayo.
there's a level of relationship. There's a level of relationship you get into outside too that you stop using condom.
Yeah,
Okay, you know what?
definitely.
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
This is my girlfriend. Yeah, we always you
yeah,
start and you are endangering the people your wife at home, your people at
yeah.
home.
You
Like
come and
bro,
bring back
these
shit to
three
your
things.
wife.
Like to be very honest with you, I they tell you like me and Osagie the gist now. Me and Osagie know people. Like bro, nothing there outside. Me not stay inside house.
Nothing
So
do.
me I dey inside
Nothing
house. So me
do.
I don't. You people know me. I don't go anywhere. Because
Nothing
the small
do.
comot when they come out, people will see the stop. Like I beg, I dey tell una, make una stay inside. There's nothing outside. Oh.
Stay inside your
Yeah,
house, mind man.
stay inside your house.
I want to say
God.
something. And I think this is important. And this is also important for the married women listening. I think is I think it, some men don't cheat, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I know some of these men, I've met some of these women,
yeah.
but the relationship dynamic in the house is very funny. And it's funny because these men are actively hiding all of their female friends from their wives.
Yeah,
Platonic friends. Like I've seen this
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
oh, we're all together and
yeah,
their wife calls and maybe there are like two or three girls in the background who are our friends.
yeah,
They get
yeah.
up immediately and
And
they
go
are
out.
fishing somebody down.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, what's your my wife did, I say she go the think. So it
yeah,
now leads me to ask, you don't do something before which they talk. Like, he said, no, be say, but she
yeah.
no just want make I just,
She's
make
always
I
on.
just
She's
fresh,
always on this thing on
you know.
para mode.
So my fellow, my
That's true. Because
dearest Nigerian wives,
this thing is a
let
thing.
your
Oh.
husbands have
Yeah, this thing that
female
you mentioned
friends.
is true because
Eh?
I've had this conversation with people too, with friends too,
Yeah,
who were surprised that my female colleagues came to my house and my wife cooked for them.
they will see my brother. They will go
Bro,
bonkers.
they lost
They
their mind.
can't understand.
Bro, it's like they lost their minds.
Yeah,
Like what? I say, my colleagues, none of us they work. My wife knows all of them. Even if she never meet you before, my wife will know you. Are you not my colleague? You get? I don't understand. I said, my wife knows them. But it's a conversation. This is true. Sha. It's a conversation that
yeah.
it also
So
depends on the dynamics of the relationship. Maybe you see that maybe it's something that makes your wife unsettled. You just hide
I
it from her.
I
Yeah.
I
Asage
don't
does not agree.
I don't subscribe to all that.
Okay.
Not because I don't do that in my own family. Do you understand?
That's not
You
for you
guys will
now.
follow.
That's not for you.
My friends come to the house and I go and even sleep, and my friend is talking to my wife. Like me, now, Steve, I go free when I go sleep. You know me, I like to sleep in the afternoon. I don't go sleep. And somebody will, that's if you can't for me, if you can't have something like that, then it's not worth having at all. What's this headache of rigmaroling and playing back and forth tennis in the house? Do you
Yeah,
understand? Married Nigerian women, if let your husbands have best friends who are women, if their best friends are women, don't fight. It's not everybody that don't be paranoid. And that's what
It's
led me to
true.
ask the question initially is that why does this paranoia exist?
Yeah, it's true.
And also on the flip side, Nigerian men, your wives that have friends that are men that are platonic, don't start overreacting and thinking. Why say no, no, Ayo, don't
I
cough.
they
Because
cough.
here's what me I think. Right. And here's
Yeah,
my own deal with this whole thing. You are in a relationship with who? One person, right?
yeah,
That is the person you have to hold accountable.
yeah. I agree.
In my own opinion, which means that if you feel like if your partner sees that somebody is coming on to them in a wrong way, it is your partner's responsibility to red flag it and move on. You can't put that responsibility on the person you don't know and say, "Oh, why ain't going to toast my wife?" Fam, it's open season in the world out here. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
If not because of modern civilization, you know what's in the happen now. You come out now, person come talk say, "I want to take over your family. I go kill you. Let us fight."
yeah.
Carry your own axe. You say carry your own axe. Who hack who hack who? Now you carry the spoils. So that's how I feel, and that's what I see. But that's my own opinion. Maybe I'm too liberal or whatever. Anyways, I don't talk my own.
All
But
right,
I
we
understand what
done.
you're saying, Sha. I understand what I'm saying. It's important that everybody, acts right. If you are cheating, cheat well. If you're not cheating, don't cheat well.
that's
That's
the,
all.
that's
that's
the,
my
that's the
that's my
Yeah,
long and
friend.
short of it.
yeah,
That's
man.
the
Look,
long and short
my brother,
of
don't
everything. Do
my
anything
brother,
what you
when they
like
hear us, no,
do.
they deny your family.
No,
Which
they
kind of
No
deny.
fuck?
deny your family
Why
again.
is
No
it
bad
deny
It don't
behavior.
am?
make
I want
sense.
talk with
Yeah,
You know make sense. Not be you're not a top
ah
G. You dey for your swag.
ah.
You don't deny anything. Oh,
They can't find out say you get family. You can't
you
they
can't dey lie again
I saw some
behind.
of those chats now. Don't you have a
Uh,
wife? No, she's more like a sister to me.
you disrespect.
Mm,
You don't make
you
sense.
what the
understand?
hell?
You understand? You understand? It was a forced marriage. What are you talking about then? It was a forced. All those denied. No, come on now. Now fuck up now. On top waiting. Because oh god. Anyways, where are we? Did you put talking points together, Steve?
I put now, but we've discussed one of them, which is the girl and the iPhone.
We don't do
The
twice like
married
this.
man
So
Rizz. The married man Rizz is also good. I think the only thing we've not discussed is Wike and the River State thing,
I
which
beg.
it's just
No, 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 no. I have something for you guys on that.
What's
I
that?
have something for you guys. I have a tweet I'm going to read. I have something. Oh, I got something for you guys on that. Let me look for it. I have a whole thread. I was listening to Nusa's debut album, Open Doors.
ah
Bro,
that one.
make you no cry.
That
God
one.
no they lie. In
That
the
one
end,
is
my brother.
we
Put your
can
hope
mention that
in
we can say it's a
Jesus
gospel album, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
gospel
gospel
album.
album.
Yeah, that album is top 10 Nigerian gospel
Bro,
albums ever. Top 10.
Sarah. And I say
Top
you the
10.
man. Oh
That album
God.
is too good.
Oh God.
That album is too
Why
good.
you love me
That
so?
album is too good.
It make a Nah, Chocolate City, they came hard on that one. Shout out to Nusa. That's a
Pause.
beautiful album. What's your problem, this guy? Anyways, so this whole wicked thing, right? Who wants to give us a quick recap? Those are our political correspondents here.
Now
It's
Steve is from the
Iron
south
now.
south. Steve is from the south
Oh,
south.
I can't even pronounce the name of that River State governor. What's his name
Fubara.
again? Fubara and
Sim
his
Fubara.
godfather Wike, the man that put him in the position.
Yeah.
They've fallen out and they've been having huge problems from last week to
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks for 2 weeks now, right? And if police, police they shot tear gas at him, they were spraying water at him like
It was
normal
water
level.
host because he was trying to
Yes,
access
because I was trying to
not
access
the state
the
assembly.
House of Assembly.
yeah,
State
because
House of
Wiki
Assembly.
wanted to use the members to impeach him, right?
Mm-hmm.
While he has succeeded in installing a new speaker and sacking his SSG, the person that Wiki installed to track his movements,
To checkmate him.
to checkmate him. I think then the governor's camp has come out to say that Wiki was asking too much of the monthly allocation to the state government, right? He was asking
Mm-hmm.
for like 20%. And the governor got tired. That the governor can't sign. They said the governor can't sign any money out until he gets Wiki's approval. He
Yeah,
was just
out of
tired and
anything above 5 million, he can't. He
anything
needs
above 5
wiki
billion.
approval.
That's reportedly from Sahara
We
reporters. I think
reportedly,
from
sir.
Premium Times. I've forgotten the platform. You know, surprisingly, Wike came out to confirm me that yes, so that he has been asking for 20% of the state allocation because he was the one that put him there.
Yeah.
God. And
Oh
Which is
God, oh
carrying out
we
is
as
God.
one of that.
Nigerians,
Yeah.
we heard it and we moved on.
All right.
Waiting mango do.
Oh my God. Let me read something from, I think this was from Remy Odukoya.
Before you read it, Osagie, Wike is definitely the
Yes.
kind of man that will walk up to his wife and say, I want to cheat. I just want you to know that I'm going to cheat. Bye. He
I
doesn't
don't
have,
even think it,
he
I don't
doesn't,
think it's as I think it's I
as
think he just
polite.
tells her, I think it no, I think he tells her to go and open the gate for the person that is guest.
Say, madam, open the gate for the second madam when they come.
Open the gate. Who is coming in? You just open, go and
Just
open
open
the
the
gate.
gate. And when you see her, please take care of her. Give her, if you want cold water,
No,
give her cold water.
no. It's more like when you see her, ask her who she is. Be asking me. Be asking me. Okay, yes. Remy Adekoya put out he quoted the video where Wike was explaining how he was demanding 20 billion naira every month from the governor, right? And he put a long thread out, and not a thread actually, a a I can call it a post. Now that you can post, you know,
Okay, long post, yeah.
yeah,
Long
Was a
long
post,
post
post.
yeah.
on Twitter. Yeah, it says Wike is performing a crucial public service here. Too many Nigerians seem to live in denial of what Nigerian politics truly is and what it has turned Nigeria into. Of course, people know about the corruption et al., but too many downplay it. Some will argue that there is corruption everywhere, not just in Nigeria. Yet, somehow, those everywheres that are mentioned often manage to be multi-trillion dollar economies with systems that seem to work for their everyday citizens. Countries Nigerians often want to immigrate to. So clearly, the corruption in those places is not exactly the same as the corruption in Nigeria. Then there are those who resort to complicationist arguments. They will say, yes, there's corruption in Nigeria, but things are much more complex than that. Nigeria is a very complex country, you know. They say this like it's very clever, deep to say, something only the wise and informed would truly understand. But which country on earth is not complex? Is it the multiracial America that is not complex? Is it China, a country of 1.4 billion people, that is not complex? India, Brazil, Indonesia, with its 1,000 and 1,340 ethnic groups? Is it Britain that has people from all over the world living in its borders that is not complex? Or is it Canada that is 10 times the area size of Nigeria? The complicationist argument is ultimately a denialist argument, meant to suit the Nigerian mind that things are not that bad and corrupt, all Nigeria's complexities considered. Though Nigerians know very well their politicians are crooks, many don't want to face up to the reality of just how bad things are. Psychologically, I get this. Facing that reality can be very depressing, especially if you live in Nigeria. I don't, so it's much easier for me. If you live in Nigeria, it's more comforting to believe that these things can't be bad. Surely, there are still some institutions we can count on. Hence, many pin their hopes on Nigeria's election tribunals and the Supreme Court, but the reality proved to be what it is. Nigerian politicians usually enable their denialism by always refuting any wrongdoing and allegations of corruption. Now, Wike is informing the Nigerian public frankly about how Nigerian politics works. This is one of the reasons northern power brokers in the PDP didn't want him to get that presidential ticket. Not because they don't know what he does, but because they believe in doing it quietly out of the public eye, maintaining some level of plausible deniability. Still with tact, blow grammar to cover it, as Fela used to say. Talk about patriotism, keep Nigeria one, etc. The masses need to be kept bamboozled. Oppress them while telling them you're working for them, that you want to make Nigeria great. Many will be foolish enough to believe you. That's what the Nigerian political elite believes and the way they normally operate. Wike is blowing all that up. Nigeria may be complex, it be a complex country, but there is nothing terribly complex about its politics. It is as Wike describes it. Get into power, steal as much government money as you can, use that money to build your structures, that is, to buy the loyalty of the various actors either for the short term or long term. This will depend on how much you pay and how much others are offering them. Nigerian politics is a marketplace. People are always buying, selling, and pricing, so you have to keep up. Wike knows this. Make sure you keep getting access to government money even after you've left office or you lose relevance. Again, Wike is right. This is how it works. Why I think this is a positive development is in the long run is that Wiki has now made it impossible for anyone to contribute to the life to live in denialism and how the system works. No one can pretend that they don't know it or that it can't be that bad. Question now is what to do. I don't know. I'm in a comfortable, safe place abroad. I'd be a hypocrite to pontificate from where on people in Nigeria should do. Only those on ground can decide this. All that comes to my mind now are the words of James Baldwin. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced.
He has answered everything, so there's no point. You know.
I actually do believe that Nigeria is too complicated. To be very honest, how many ethnic group do we have in China? I think it's less than 50. Nigeria, we have about 450 or so. If I'm not mistaken, no, almost 500. Let me check.
It's almost 450 to 500, sure.
Yeah,
But
Indonesia,
300,
that has
almost 400.
Indonesia that has 1,314 core.
Ethnic groups. Okay, so I think this ethnic group thing too, the tribal thing too, is also about culture, and there's a cultural divide between all
So
our
how does
like
this contribute to the ex-governor
because
saying that he
it
wants to
contributes
take?
it contributes firmly because we can't make a decision as a country to say this is what we want.
Because every time you want to do that, somebody comes and says it's not your.
This one is
You're
not
not.
Igbo, this one is not Yoruba, this one is not Hausa or Fulani. So it's I don't know, man. It's complicated. I don't know other people's. I don't know the cause of other people's problems, man. Even Nigeria when they confuse me. Even Nigeria when they confuse me. So where do I even start from? I don't know. Nigeria, I don't Nigeria. God,
Nigeria tired.
I'll try to tell you. Because if a governor can come up and say this and people just take it, that means let's shut up. Let's shut the country down. Like let's move on now. Like
Like the
there's
guy
nothing again.
publicly admitted
He
that I want
admitted
some. Yeah,
that he's asking for the allocation of the states.
yeah,
yeah. No
true that.
uproar. No uproar. Nothing.
Yeah. So man, I think Ayo is ready to go.
Yeah, guys goes back to work.
All right, no problem. I think you guys have enjoyed this episode. We're
Yeah.
ending abruptly again.
No, you're not ending up, but let's do a conclusion now. Let's do a concluding part now.
Let's do a Let's quickly read Ask the Giants. Let's do this Ask the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, let's rush it up. Yeah.
Let's rush it up. All right, let's rush up this Ask the Giants. Real quick. This is from Anonymous. Hi guys. I know you all say I'm not sorry for the long mail, but sorry for this one nonetheless. I listened to Ask the Giants and related so well to the guy that discovered his babe is a lady of the night. I started dating this babe a while back. She's so caring, peaceful, generous, and all around wonderful. When I walked around my place, there's something she has gifted me in every room. I felt I hit the jackpot. I have had a lot of traumatic dating experiences in the past, the worst of which lasted 5 years. I had almost given up on women, so meeting this babe was a serious breath of fresh air. She also gave me the passcode to her phone without asking for mine. I started suspecting when I realized that her lifestyle wasn't matching up to her earnings or background. She always had a good excuse anytime I inquire. She also she has also had a wild past that she lets slip in conversations every now and then. Fast forward to the day I stumbled on her WhatsApp. I noticed messages from different guys on her phone asking her for dates, and one even asking to meet her at his hotel, one asking for nudes. I confronted her and she spinned it and said it wasn't what I was thinking. To be honest, none of the messages were damning, so I can't say there was a cut. However, they were highly suspicious. It breaks my heart and manhood to say, guy, calm down now.
Easy, bro. Easy,
Do
tiger.
you
Easy,
see now? It
tiger.
breaks my heart
Please, my
and
guy is
manhood.
being vulnerable and honest. Please
Easy,
let him allow
tiger.
him.
And
Allow him.
this is how we console people. I know so you
Okay,
dey console
okay.
your guy, say guy calm down now.
No
Wetin dey
wala,
happen?
no wala,
No, so you
no
dey calm
wala.
down your guy.
Okay.
It breaks my heart and my man. May your man would not break. Oh,
In
In
Jesus'
Jesus'
name.
name.
amen, amen. To say, but I kept seeing tabs on her phone once in a while, and I kept seeing the trend of a lot of guys asking her out, deleted chats that lack context, and a ton of white guys in her DMs. I once saw a chat of her advising a friend on how to get money from a guy, what to say. The last time I checked, I saw she was talking to a guy about spending time with him. Now, I still haven't ended the relationship because this babe is almost everything I wanted, character wise. Knacks aside, because it's not even so great. I'm in my 30s and this is my best relationship yet, so I don't want to fuck it up. But I can't get rid of the nagging feeling at the back of my mind that my babe is in either for the streets or once was. There are some other mismatches such as differences in social backgrounds, but man, this babe takes care of me and she's so drama free. Yes, I spend on her, but I've spent far more on other babes and I never got 1/10 of this care and love. I've asked an elder lady friend about it and she said normally na Ashewo dey marry the best husbands.
So why? So
That person will give you the advice. No, even help you at all. The
That
person don't even
lady
get
is just
conscience at
brutal.
all. The
What do
person
you
is just wicked.
now that's now say
Why
since
she
you
put them
got
like that?
class, why you not hitting us up
Why
again?
she put them like that?
It's
Oh
So,
God.
it's
I'm sorry.
guilty.
Anonymous, I'm sorry. Anonymous, but not
but
like that.
Anonymous, I understand this because I don't want to be a reward for.
Make I finish. I'm a very cool guy. Yeah, I mean, we can tell, even how you wrote the mail. Yeah, you're a cool guy, relatively successful, very caring and doting. So I know ladies always see me as a catch and act wifely around me. But these babes
Yeah,
can't be acting because it has gone on for so long.
you never see anything.
Please, I would like your solid advice on this and what you would do if you were in my shoes. Steve, over to you.
Why you dey call me now? A guy as cool and successful as you are should not have a girlfriend who is for the streets.
Bro, it's simple as that, fam.
It's simple as that. So have a
Yeah,
conversation with her.
yeah.
Bro, you are dating now. Don't you? You guys should have, what do we call it?
Background check.
No, not background checks. You guys should have, what they call it, boundaries. Like, this is what I can take in a relationship. This is what she will tell you what she can take. You will tell her what you can take. I can't take a having a girlfriend who is having conversations with different guys about sex and about money. I'm not going to do it.
It's a red flag, bro.
Can you? Yes. Can you stop doing it? If she doesn't want to stop, you let her go. I don't get this thing about how when your ego gets hurt because someone is doing something. Bro, you should have confidence in yourself. That the confidence you should love yourself and have confidence in yourself enough that you should allow people to go if they are not um keeping to your boundaries. You shouldn't compromise on it. This is what I want in a woman. If she doesn't meet it, bro, go and take another one, get another one. It's simple. You understand me? Is you're in your 30s doesn't mean you never marry. Now be say don't late. It's better to
Life is not this
life
thing that
not
I'm in
it's
my
not in
30s.
a
Life is
yeah in my
crashing. The whole
35.
It's
world
When
is
I heard
crashing.
that,
stable. It's not
immediately I heard
stable.
this thing, I knew what was is the guy wants to get married. It's time to get married, so he's under pressure, bro. Is you my brother? You got you go take care. You go be very careful.
Under
You have to
pressure,
be
me say
very
we
careful.
under pressure.
Shine your eye before you
Under
go
You have
pressure,
to
me
market.
be
say
you
we
have to
under
shine your
pressure.
eye. You have to be very careful so that you know somebody the person you are ending up with. This is not even about our past. It's about our present behavior. Like you said, if it was her past, she wouldn't be having those conversations anymore. It's
Yeah.
not with the guys hitting out. So what's happening now? How can people be hitting up your own girlfriend for what?
What
So
can
have those
far?
conversations. If you want to have
What
a
can
conversation
far?
and draw a line and say this is what I want, this is what I don't want. If she doesn't abide by it, everybody go their own way. Now it's not slave trade.
No be block
I've been
covenant
a
now.
contract,
Una don't do
not be
block
covenant
covenant.
now.
Una don't do block covenant.
Everybody
Move
they
now. Ah,
everybody they go their own now.
Let me tell you. My guy, my guy, as I've read this thing, as you everything where you don't explain, as you don't describe the whole thing, you are afraid. You are afraid. There's fear there. And you don't need to be afraid of anything. I think you love that girl, and I think she likes you too, or loves you too. But like Steve said,
Sorry, you
when
don't know
you're
that.
okay, I
Osagie
don't
is
know.
not this PR,
Okay,
PR, this. Oh, guy, by guy,
wait
cancel this
now. I
thing.
don't know. Wait, let me. Steve, Ayo, you talk now. Let me talk my
Okay.
own now. We are three therapists here. Let me talk my own. At the end of the day, like Steve has mentioned, when you're going into a relationship with someone, you guys put your cards on the table and you say you define, what you want and what you don't want. I believe that's how it should work. Nobody should be lying. You guys are grown ups. You find out someone is lying to you. Sit the person down, madam. Let's talk. This is what me I want. Is this what you want? Can you do this? And then the person will wait and look at the person she wants to be versus what she wants to do. And if she can't drop what she wants to do, she will drop you. And if you
Simple.
yourself, if you cannot take that, you just tell
You
her, Madam, let's go our separate ways.
because that's
We'll
how
be fine.
you marry her now. You go and write for another podcast and say, "Oh, I married somebody and she's out talk." No,
It's
I
not our
beg.
podcast, it's our podcast, you
Okay,
still
now
write.
No,
podcast you write
no, no,
for. Okay,
no,
We'll
okay.
be
If I
here.
see this, if I see this mail again, I'll look
We'll be
for you
here.
in life.
My brother writes. The next time where you go write, now happiness mail, you go write. Serious. So at the end of the day, it's quite simple. I understand that letting go is
It's
tough,
hard, yeah,
but
it's tough,
it's
but
it's, it's tough.
that's what life is.
That's life. Life is
Yeah,
tough.
it's
It's one of
tough.
those reasons.
Yeah,
It's one of those things. So if you need to leave because you feel like this is not working or it's not going to work for you, my brother, look at you. You're unhappy. The fact that you wrote this mail, you're not happy. You're worried.
yeah.
So do what you need to do and cut your losses. And it's not going to be easy cutting your losses. If and I'm saying cutting your losses, if she says, see oh, anonymous,
I'm
we
from the
don't date
streets.
together for a while now. Now Bayelsa guy named Anonymous.
Okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
It's from Barossa.
Uh-huh. Anonymous, my love, Anonymous. See as I day. This other things day. I not tell you before, but I dey tell you now. And I'm not ready to. And Anonymous, you self look am. Anonymous, Madam Anonymous, me self. See as it be, see as it be. Let's remain best of friends. And you guys are best of friends and you move on so that you are not unhappy. You will sleep at night, you'll be unhappy. It's crazy. Is this how you want to be living your life? I don't understand. Ayo.
I think
I on our future. On our future, they ask this question. We know it's a future go talk now.
my guy, she's from the streets.
Cold world.
He's a
It's
cool.
cold world
He's
out
from the streets, bro. What is it you're doing long talk? For you to send this fan mail to us, you already know the answer in your heart, but you're looking for people to not just to just give you confirmation. Dump this babe. It's simple as that. Have value for yourself as a man. How you go get babe and guys will be DMing her and be saying where? What kind of far? No, 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 no. All this one I even say if she won't talk and say boundary. Just send text messages over in all caps. Simple as that.
don't
Go to a gym and start bulking up. That's what you need. Focus on your goals in life. See, simple as that. Life will always throw curveballs at you, and this is your curveball. You are lucky that you don't marry. You don't marry minus one
Yeah.
enter house. Yes, maybe the children you now born, you now be doing DNA test. They now find out that out of 5 of them, 6 of them are not your own again. That's a strong mass. Out of 5 of your children, 6 are not yours. So my guy, you must have a prayerful mother somewhere, or you get a strong guardian angel. Do what you have to do. You know the answer in your heart. Just do it. Look, these women are mean out here. Women have upgraded. The women of now, nobody women of the Bible. These ones, they are the OS where they carry. Now Lucifer OS. So you have to be wise, my guy. You have to be wise. They said the devil is roaming around the world, to and fro, looking for who to devour. Don't chop my guy for the streets. So when they don't chop you for the streets, my guy, that's all I can tell you.
And I can tell you, all the co-hosts of this podcast, we have been there, bro. We've been there, and
all of us. Well, move on, no, my brother.
you got to move on. You have to move on. If you don't, my brother, move on.
You can't settle. Don't settle. That's what I tell people. Don't settle. Just move.
Don't settle. If you
Don't
have
settle.
standards, always raise your
keep to it
standards.
and move on.
Yes,
Yeah.
and be with somebody who also has standards that will raise your own standard.
Exactly, that will raise your own standard.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that you look at and say, Omo, I have to step up my game to be with this person because this person is on this kind of level.
It's on a P. Yeah.
Do you understand? So I have to be on that P as well. The other things to talk about, but we'll talk about it on the next episode, man.
Please.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening to us.
Thank you for rocking with us.
Yep.
Yeah, rocking with us. Catch you guys next week.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace.